Welcome to Dark at Dark at Dark at Dark at Dark. Dark, 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 dark incident, dark incident, dark incident. Think about this. Think about this. Dark X, dark X, dark X, dark X. Yes. Dark incident, dark incident, dark incident. You understand? You understand? Dark incident, dark incident, dark incident. Yes. You understand? You understand? Dark incident, dark incident, dark incident. Yes. You understand? You understand? Dark incident, dark incident, dark incident. Yes. Dark incident. You understand?
Peace, folks. God damn, that song is long as hell. I forgot how long that shit was, man. That motherfucker like 9 minutes. But peace, folks, and welcome back to another edition of the Popular Thought Series right here on the old TPOT YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why you are here. Tonight, D.X.L, Dark Exodus Live. Y'all already know what it is. Different from the Wednesday shows. The show is really unscripted and uncensored, so there's no telling what can happen tonight. Peace to all the folks up here in this here chat. I see you up there. I see everybody. I see your third degree burns, brother Kenny in the house. Go hard black. Who else we got up in God damn it. That's it. But now, yeah. So tonight, of course, Thursday night, D.X.L. And I got my brother Jay Shine. It's been a while since my bro been on here. Y'all know it's always a good night when brother Jay Shine is in the house. Always. Brother Jay Shine always drops them nuggets, man, that you can pick up and learn something from. So it's good to have the brother back. Tonight we're going to be talking about, can we be better men? But like always, before I start the show, folks, I got to thank you for your contributions, man, your subscriptions, man, your support. I mean, last night y'all was dropping coins on me left and right. I was like, I couldn't even keep up. I couldn't even keep up with the PayPal donations, the super chats. I mean, like I always say, man, y'all look out for this platform, man. I mean, I know y'all get tired of me saying this, but you're going to continue to get tired of it, because as long as y'all support this channel the way y'all support it, I'm always going to start to show off with letting y'all know how much I appreciate it and how much I appreciate you. Because like I always say, you don't have to do what you do. You don't have to show up every damn week watching these streams. You don't have to share these videos, like these videos, and you definitely don't have to drop your damn coins up in here that you work hard for, but you choose to do so. And I appreciate it, man, because I appreciate you. And like I said, man, I'm always, man, I'm humbled, I'm honored, man, I'm appreciative, I'm grateful, man. And I thank all of y'all, man. I mean, every single one of you. Okay. Whether you drop coins on this platform or not, I'm thankful to all of y'all, not just for supporting this platform, but ultimately supporting me. All right. All right. Now then, let me bring in my brother, because he been down there a few minutes. Brother Jay Shine.
What's up, brother?
What's good, man? It's been a while, brother.
I know it's been a minute, X, man. My brother, how you been, man?
I'm good, man. Miss you up here, man. You one of my main usual suspects, man.
Hey, man, it's like 3:41 in the morning over here, man. I gotta get up at zero dark 30 to fuck with you, man.
I know, man. I know. But I appreciate it though, man. I appreciate you being up in the middle of the night, man, or pre-dawn, whatever you want to call it, man. Being up, fucking around on D.X.L, man. Like I told the folks, man, tonight we're not just gonna discuss that. I guess we're gonna discuss a lot of shit, but I figured I picked the title, Can We Be Better Men? Because I know when you and I get together, we usually talk about man shit. And that's what it is tonight. And also, before we get started, y'all, I don't want y'all to think I forgot about y'all. I got a lot of freaking emails, man, last night and this morning, talking about the debates. What's good, brother BMT? I see you up there too, brother Ray J. What's good? What's going on? What's going on, Lady Christine? What's good?
Oh, X, I forgot to get with you. At some point in time, in a little bit, I want to bring the other Ray J up. He got something to add to this conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead, shoot him the link. It's all
Okay.
good.
All right. I'm gonna
Shoot him
send
the
it to him
link.
right now. Hey, Ray J, if you listening, man, come up in about 30 minutes. Come up.
Yeah. I have not forgot about y'all because I got a whole, I mean, truckload of emails last night and this morning. And everybody was writing me. People really liked the show last night, the debate show. It was one of the Proper Thought series highest viewed shows. I actually peaked out at like 230 live viewers at one point. I think 230, 240. So TPOT did some big numbers last night. I appreciate everybody showing up, and I am taking everything into consideration. I went through them all. I don't know who I'm going to have up here debating next week. Y'all got to give me a day or two to get at these people and find out what the schedules and shit like that are like. But I guarantee you, I'm going to put something together that y'all like. Don't think I forgot about y'all. I read all of y'all emails. I did every single one of them I read today. So I'm going to have something good for y'all next week. I haven't forgot about y'all. I did read your emails, and I know the people that y'all want to see debate. I'm going to do my best to make the one that the requests that I got the most. Those are the ones I'm going to pursue. So, like I told y'all last night, it's going to be a viewer's choice. So I'm going through them again, and I'm trying to reach out to the folks that y'all want to see. Get together, do the debate. So don't think I haven't forgot about y'all. All right. Go ahead, brother. Jay Shine.
Oh, no, man. Well, good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me on, X, man. You asked me to come on, and it's always a pleasure and an honor to be here with you. I ain't been here for a while because I've been busy as hell, and a brother has needed his sleep. You know what I mean? But I guess the topic is, can we be better men? And the question is, the answer is, of course, yes. You know what I mean? But some things to me that are simple are not really simple for other people. A lot of brothers out here are having a hard time, coming of age and learning which way they should go and how to deal with certain things in the world and how they should look at certain things in the world. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of brothers out here are mad at me right now because of my position on the certain things with the manosphere. I don't support none of this cisbem nonsense or this red pill stuff. Well, actually, I'll circle back to red pill in a minute, but that black pill shit that gotta go. And some of the incel behavior I'm seeing out here. And my main reason for having this position is this. You know, if we're gonna hold black women accountable, which is not, I have a problem with calling out black female fuckery and all the bullshit that's going on with some of the sisters. I have no problem with that. No, none at all. But you can't hold another group of people accountable if you're not holding each other accountable. You're not holding yourselves accountable. So when I see out of line behavior or dudes acting like the very thing we came here to push back against, you know what I mean? I got to call that shit out. I can't rock with it. I can't just go with it. I'm not a follower. I don't go with the flow. I sit back and I watch shit and I call out the real. And the first thing we got to do to become better men, we got to start dealing with reality. So now I'm gonna circle back to that red pill shit. Red pill is supposed to be about dealing with reality. All right, dealing with the realities of life, the realities of the world, not creating some fucking fake, the economy that doesn't exist. Okay, because that's what happens in the church. You understand me? They create this fantasy world where you can just pray things away and you get the emotional feel for the day. You go to a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or whatever to get your fucking emotional, ejaculation off. And then you go back into the real world, but you haven't done anything and you're not doing anything or you haven't grown in any way. Red pill is supposed to be about dealing with reality and not only dealing with reality, banging against the system. You see what I'm saying? I've been a rebel all my life. You understand me? I've been a rebel all my life. My thing is infiltrating the system, coming up in the system, looking out for other brothers and sisters, and bringing other people up. That's what I want to do. You know what I mean? That's what I'm about. I've been about that my whole fucking life. You know what I mean? And one thing I learned about me is that, not me, but in my experience, is that when I worked with other groups of men who have status and clout and rank, is that they might not like you if you're a proud black man, but they'll respect you. They respect you. You know what I mean? And that's been my experience. Now, sure, I've taken a lot of L's because being proud and being strong and stand up for who I am and being who I am in the workforce and in life. I got a lot of pushback from white men, and I took some L's, I took some lumps, but you know what? That's part for the course. That's part of life. See, as men, we can't sit back and think that life is going to be a fucking cakewalk. It's not supposed to be. That's part of manhood. Manhood, you should be prepared for war. You should be ready for war. You should be ready to deal with any problems that come your way. And there's a lot of things we shouldn't put ourselves in unless we're ready to deal with them, i.e., issues with women. Now, what I'm seeing right now, X, in the so-called black manosphere, is a lot of dudes not only concentrating and focusing only on the women, but they starting to act like them. You see what I'm saying? They starting to act like them, and they can't see it. They really can't see it. You know what I mean? And I'm also starting to see a lot of coon culture and black male self-hate creeping, where they worshiping other women and other groups of people. Whereas men, as grown-ass men, we're supposed to be building our own shit. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be what we're supposed to be doing as men. I find it funny that, and weird even, that we would sit here and say something like, for instance, I'll give you an example. We would tell black women, right? And this is true. I'm not even knocking it. It's absolutely true when brothers say this to black women. Black women can learn a lot from other groups of women as far as their attitude and being feminine and all that kind of shit, right? Okay, I take that argument. I take that position. But my question to some of those brothers who say that and believe that, then why are you not taking the same fucking P's and Q's from other groups of men? You see what I'm saying? See the hypocrisy. Too many black men are comfortable being being under the control and power of other men. I don't understand why black men got so comfortable. Now I understand because I know the history. I know how we got here, but I can't understand for the life of me how going forward we're so comfortable being under the boot of other people. Now we even want to push being with other groups of men's women and living in other men's communities instead of building our own shit. Where's the build talk? Where's the progress talk? Where are we going to come together on these YouTube streets and use this opportunity and these hours of talking and hanging out and all that kind of bullshit in these YouTube streets to start building and coming together and having a common cause and actually doing something in real life? You know what I mean? Instead of waiting for some fucking Root magazine person to write about you. You see what I'm saying? Oh, see, all of that reaction, all that kind of shit that I'm seeing out here is bitch made this. Yeah, they wrote an article talking about cis bim. We made it. That's diva female talk, man. You didn't make it. You just all they did was put a target on you. When you gonna build your own magazines, your own publications, right? That's what I thought the Negro Manosphere was supposed to be about. So shout out to old Shea Jackson for trying to do that and doing it, to a certain extent. I even got to give kudos to Obsidian. You know what I mean? To a certain degree, for wanting to do that. Allen Roger Curry. These cats have their own media. You know what I mean? They're trying to push their own media instead of waiting for the media to come at them. So but I got off the point a little bit. The point is I'm trying to say is that, to be a better man, you gotta want to grow yourself. You gotta wanna have some accomplishments in life. You gotta want more. Jay Sean, I want more. I go into the world, I work around other groups of men. I'm competing with other groups of men. I see how they operate and I see how they have agency. And I want the same. I'm tired of looking at the news and checking out, because I check out American news, right? Because I'm an American. So I'm looking at the news and I'm constantly seeing us taking L's. Our people being violated, our men being violated, our boys being violated. You know what I mean? Our women, people getting shot in the fucking house. You know what I mean? We just completely unprotected, no agency at all. And then you come to the universal issue of men not having, parental control over their own children, having father rights and stuff like that. So these are things that I'm serious about, and I live in life. Everybody knows who's been around knows I'm a single dad with custody. So what I mean is this: I don't complain about some so-called gynocracy because there really is no gynocracy. That's bullshit. All right, that's nonsense. It's only the system. The system empowers whoever to do whatever. For instance, let's take women out of the equation. When you're dealing with Asian people and them getting over and harming your people or exploiting your people or selling your people bad food, that's the system allowing that. You see what I'm saying? That's the system not coming in and doing checks on those restaurants and making sure that the food is good. Those health inspectors are not fucking with them. That's the police not going into Chinese communities and policing them and checking them for drugs like they do our communities. You see what I'm saying? That's the system. They're doing what they can get away with. They can be disrespectful to black people. They can harm black women in stores. They can do what they want to do because the system's allowing them to do it. It's no different for the women. So my question to brothers is this: won't you go into the courtrooms? Won't you get some movements going? Won't you step to the judiciary communities? Won't you get some shit going where you can step to the system to get things more in your favor? See, that's being proactive. Sitting on YouTube complaining about it ain't doing shit. Ain't never going to do shit. All right. What we're supposed to be doing on YouTube is coming together to spread the word, share stories, share ideas, and then try to put that together so we can make some shit happen. All right. I'm in the world, and we look crazy to other groups of people, X. We do. Because we have a group of men who don't practice group economics. We don't practice group solidarity. All right. And we don't fight for ourselves like we should. Now, sure, there's a handful of brothers out here who are about their life, excuse me. And you got some women out here who are about that life. But it's not at the level it should be. Remember Kyle Gurley? Remember that guy, that cop that killed that brother in New York in the stairwell? Asian community protests all over the country to get that cop off. You understand me? That's called being on code. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about supporting your own. Meanwhile, we take the coward route. We look for any reason to put our own down. Well, that nigga shouldn't have been doing that. You know what I mean? We take any reason. Meanwhile, other groups of people, well, I'll take white people, for instance. They can have a white boy get caught red-handed raping a girl, and they'll bang for him. You know what I'm saying? The same way they bang for their police when they kill one of you. That's called groups being on code. Now, am I sitting here saying we should support bad behavior? No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that we go a whole different direction. We look for any reason not to support each other. And that's a deficiency in us. Everybody sees it. Everybody sees it, man. And you can't get away from that. I don't give a fuck who's on your. I don't care if you fucking a Maylene, a Rosalind Sanchez. I don't care if you with a Becky. Everybody sees you as black. Does not matter. Does not matter where you go. So as men, how can we be better men? Easy, man. One, start dealing with the real realities of the world. Two, accept yourself. If you call yourself a black man, then you're already confused. Because to call yourself a black man means you're part of a black group. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers running around here calling themselves black men, but they literally worshiping other men's women, other men's cultures, other men's societies, and as men not wanting to build their own. So anyway, that's my long diatribe to set this up a little bit. I know we're going to have a back and forth, but the bottom line is that to be better men, we're going to have to be like men. And I want men to say, look, if you want to sit here and judge the women based on their behavior, and you're right to do so, I'm not even knocking that. You're right to do so because as we've seen recently with Lizzo, black female fuckery, this train is never late. And that's why I told you like last year on your channel, I said it here, X, we don't have to work so hard to talk about black female fuckery all the time because there's always going to be an opportunity to talk about it. The train is never late. There's always going to be a situation that arises or something that goes viral that we're going to have the opportunity to talk about the shit. But to concentrate on it only and solely, to me, is really a matriarchal mindset. It's a gynocentric mindset because you're still waiting for the women to correct themselves before you do something. Instead of you building something and creating an environment that's going to change them. Now, that does not mean simping. And actually, all the women who agree with me better think about it twice because I'm asking women to change their ways and to be under black male leadership. You understand? And that's going to come with some harsh terms. You know what I mean? That's going to deal with some behavior issues. We're going to be, holding women accountable, holding mothers accountable. So when black women say they want black men to lead and they want black men to stand up, all right, all right, be careful what you ask for. Because in my world, I don't allow no bullshit around me. You can't be a black female around me and be on some bullshit. I just don't tolerate it. I got a daughter. You can't do shit in front of my daughter and expect me not to say something or for me to allow it or me to keep coming around you. Or for me to support you. It's not going to happen. But going back to the men, we gotta have to get into the mindset and say, you know what? I want what them crackers got. I want what the Latinos got. I want what those Asians got. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having your own shit? What's wrong with building your own fucking thing, man? Having your own thing carved out in a society where you have agency. That requires a lot of fucking work and focus. But you know what I'm realizing, X? I'm gonna end on this, and we can move forward. What I'm realizing is the same thing we complain about with the women as far as them playing and not being serious and not being responsible. I'm seeing the same fucking thing from the men. I'm seeing it now. I see it. All these niggas want to do, like my man C Boogie says, get their feet washed. They don't want to do no hard work. They don't want to be responsible. They don't want to be leaders in this shit. Meanwhile, I live a life of that. See, I'm actually living a quote unquote MGTOW lifestyle, or I'm actually red pill. You know what I mean? I go against the grain. I'm one of the few brothers you ever listened to that's actually had conversations with white men, some alt-right white men in the office and banged against them using history as my foundation. Give you a real quick example. One of these white dudes, we was in a conference room and he said something about Malcolm X being a terrorist. Man, I got in his ass in the conference room. I'm not about sitting about being kowtowing and being quiet anymore. We built America. We have as much right, if not the right, to speak when we want to and to stand up and have our own seat at that damn table. If not, take the whole goddamn table. That's my mentality. That's my mentality. The women are secondary to me. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the women, but my job is not to think about what the women think or how the women feel. My job as a man is to lead, to create. And she's going to, if she's going to be part of this, if she's going to be under my focal protection, she's going to fall in line. And if she's not going to fall in line, then she can go. You know what I mean? Like, it's a free world. You on your own, sister. But if you're going to have protection from me, or if you're going to have support from me, you're going to have to fall in line. And that's my mentality. So now, if black female fuckery is the issue, then why is that not your position? What I'm really seeing is that a lot of brothers out here using black women as an excuse to go date other groups of women. And I'm saying you don't have to do that. Just go do it. You don't have to do that. Tay Diggs didn't need to do that. Tay Diggs didn't need to fucking, have a fucking website and a Facebook page to go date white girls. He just to go do it. These athletes out here who have access to these other women don't do none of that shit. They're gonna rent a boat like Kyrie Irving and have fun. They travel around the world like I am, and they go have a good time. The purpose of having communication and having platforms is because you want to push an idea. And that's why I see a lot of dudes doing this Kristen Carrington shit. Kristen Carrington did that. She could have went off and been happy with her white man, but no, she didn't want to do that. She wanted to grab as many sisters and pump that black male safe hate, to them and say, come on over here and let me teach you how to swirl. Let me teach you how to get rid of that sister girl attitude, the same attitude they won't drop for us. You know what I mean? Let me tell you how to get rid of that fucked up position and your neck rolling and get rid of all that so you can get you a zaddy. You know what I mean? But they wouldn't do that for us. You see what I'm saying? But now the brothers are doing the same thing. They got panels upon panels upon panels that I've listened to for the last 2 weeks about Becky worship. And it's insane to me. Now, I've slept with all kinds of women in my life. In my teenage years, my army years, I had my fun. I did. I'm not going to sit here and dick police nobody. I'm not dick policing nobody. But I didn't do that. I didn't have to have a cis-bim mentality to do it. I just had access to the girls. I was still who I was, and I was able to get the girls. Now, if you're able to get the girls, then you wouldn't be really up here complaining the way you guys do. You wouldn't be up here, pushing the way you guys are pushing. I want to see some of these cis-bim brothers with these Beckys. I'm tired of seeing them on other panels arguing with black women. I really am. I'm sick of it. It doesn't make sense to me because I hang out with brothers at work who are about that Becky life, and they don't talk about black women at all. They just completely on the other side of the fence. They're gone. They don't talk about black women at all. So the fact that you guys are still talking about black women, you're using them as an excuse, some kind of psychological play to go date other women. I'm saying just go do it. If that's what you want to do, go do it. You don't need a black woman as an excuse to go do that shit. Just like black women don't need black men as an excuse to go swirl. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, this is the issues I'm seeing with black men right here. And I'm seeing this digress. I thought we were going somewhere with the manosphere. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Fantastic. What he did with the April Mason thing was perfect. That's exactly what the black manosphere is supposed to be about. Reacting to bullshit like that. That shit that sister did and her cousin did could have got niggas killed. They could have got brothers harmed. That shit is serious. And that reaction and going to find the details and getting all that and reporting it and everybody coming around to find out what's going on and then pushing them back against it. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. That's what the black manosphere is supposed to be about. Not about Becky worshiping. Not about worshiping some other man and not sitting around on panels talking like coons, shitting on your own people. I heard a panel the other night, niggas talking about, I don't want to go to black neighborhood and hear no Congo bongo music. Who talks like that? I'm starting to think some of these brothers are not even brothers because we never seen their faces. But I digress. So anyway, I'll leave it right there for now. But go ahead, X.
Well, of course I agree. Let me say this. I mean, when it comes to us black men, right? I'm a true believer that black men should do what makes black men happy. But I also don't believe that black men should be forcing what makes them happy down the throats on other black men. Um, you see a lot of that shit on YouTube. You see a lot of that shit, on all sorts of media. And I agree with you, man. I mean, we got a certain responsibility, if not to other black men, to ourselves, to number one, just be true to what we're going to do. And I'm a true believer that, because anybody can ask my wife. I mean, I don't talk about what I'm going to do. I'm a man of action. I just jump up and do the shit.
Yeah.
All right. I talk about it a little bit after I'm finished, but I mean, far as, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. She know I don't do that shit. She just look up and the shit's done. And she like, oh, you did that? I'm like, yeah, I did that shit 2 days ago. So I mean, I believe we should be men of action. I don't think we should be always talking about what we're going to do. And what I think has happened on media, and I'm not just saying that, as far as dudes, getting at women and stuff like that. I'm talking about that in general. We hear a lot of people talk up, we're going to do this. We should do that. We're going to do this. And in reality, they're not doing shit. There's a lot of people who are saying they're doing all this shit. And in reality, Brother Jay Shine, they are not doing anything.
Nothing.
They're not.
Absolutely nothing. And it's all a facade because some of these dudes are calling themselves thinking black men and et cetera, and they call themselves upper mobile black men, they progressive black men. And again, as men, we should be building something. We should say, all right, you know what? The black community's fucked up. That shit's on fire. I agree, the shit's burning. I think, but I say don't let it burn. I say go in, do a control burn with the sole and purpose of rebuilding. And that's where the problem is. The niggas don't want to build nothing. They want to go lay up in somebody else's, creation. They want to go move in somebody else's community, and they happy with that. And not only want to move in somebody else's community and be under their leadership and under their fucking tutelage, they want their woman. And they think that's winning. That's saving yourself. I would never use a phrase. I'm not trying to put you in no bullshit, X, because I know this is a place where brothers can come and talk. And I have no problem with none of the brothers, coming to your channel and talking. I think you have a great channel where you have a lot of different ideas, a lot of computing ideas. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing. It's healthy. All right. It's healthy for a lot of brothers to come up here and speak their mind.
Yeah, because brothers come up here and say, "Oh man, the community, we should let it burn," and I push back on that shit because see, I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in the whole let it burn philosophy. And I talk to brothers because I talk to brothers in the back scene on the phone, just like I do you. And I don't believe in that. I believe that some parts are already burnt. It's ash. But I don't believe that, this big gigantic Molotov cocktail should be dropped on it and burnt all the way the hell up. Now, I think there's some fires burning now that kind of need to be put out. But I don't believe in that whole let it burn shit. I never have because I don't believe that all of it is finished. I believe a lot of it is finished now. Don't get me wrong. I believe a lot of that shit is burnt to a crisp and it's not returning. But I do think that there is something out there worth saving. I've always believed that.
Not even that. Look, everybody ain't built for everything, right? Everybody don't have the patience to deal with every fucking problem. You know what I mean? So I try to keep it even, X. I say, you know what? Fuck, what's out here now. What about the next generation?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the real hard part. That's the real hard part, that that brothers can't really wrap their hands around. Because we're not being raised that way. And I understand that because I didn't have that mentality for a long time. When I was coming up in Brooklyn, all I knew was Brooklyn. I didn't know nothing about no goddamn Pentagons and passports. And all I could see was the block and females. You know what I mean? All I had in my mind was hip hop and, yo, you heard that new joint? We got the new mixtape. You know what I mean? My world was small. You understand me? And and I didn't have a mentality of building. The only mentality I had was getting mine. You feel me? That was the mentality that I had. And what's weird about a lot of these so-called educated lames, I don't know why they call themselves that, but it is what it is. And these so-called thinking black men is that they're acting just like the ratchets. And they don't even see it. See, the ratchets in the hood don't give a shit about nothing. All they living from moment to moment. They don't care about the future. They don't care about shit, right? They don't care about a black future. They don't care about a black community. They don't care about nothing. They just getting theirs. Guess who else is doing the same thing? The so-called cis bim. All you care about is getting yours. All right. So I'm trying to say, who's holding it together? Where are the so-called thinking black men? If you're thinking black, but again, using this fucking adjective black, you're using the adjective black. Why are you even using that? You're still trying to claim a group that you don't care about. You see what I'm saying? You want to go off and go do your own. You want to go save yourself by being under some other man's community. You want to run into the arms of another man to save yourself. That's really what you're doing. All right, there's no way around it. See, look, being so-called red pill, you got to deal with that reality. There's no way around it, man. We live in a fucking world of power and disempowerment. You either got it or you don't. You either have agency or you do not. You either winning or you're losing. That's how the world is fucking set up, man. So you either have your own shit or you do not, man. And we do not have our own shit. I'm talking about African Americans. I'm talking about America. And it's a shame. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I did a premiere last night on my channel. I was showing breaking down the history of how we got where we are, what happened to us. Because no one could argue with me on this. No one can argue with me on this. I don't give a fuck who you are. And this is the thing, I'm going to say this right here. Were black women always the way they were? Were they out here wearing fucking Skittle color hair colors? Were they doing that shit? No. Were they out here wayward, cussing in the street, acting crazy? No. No, they weren't. All right? They weren't doing none of that. They weren't in the streets popping their ass. They wasn't doing no Lizzo shit. And I showed that last night. I showed the history. Even in the 70s where whore culture really started in black society. That shit really kicked off in the 70s. Even then, you didn't see that. It just got progressively worse over time. You know what I'm saying? And the question is, how did that shit start? How did we get into these ghettos? How did all that shit happen? All right? And I showed the history of that. I showed how it happened to us. These are plans, these are programs, things happen to us. Now, does that mean that people are not accountable for their own behavior? No. I'm saying it created conditions. It created certain environments. And white people understand that. That's why they don't allow certain things to happen in their environment. That's why they don't allow certain music to be played on their white stations. You understand me? They'll let that killing and pill popping and all that bullshit play on black radio, but they're not going to have it on their radio. You understand what I'm saying? They have certain conditions for their environment, even though they're still doing debauchery in their environment. They started it. They created debauchery. So that's another thing I want to ask these brothers who trying to hop the fence. Is why are you trying to go over to a culture that created everything that we talking about? All the whole shit, our black women got it from them. You understand me? We didn't learn how to do abortions. That came from that society. Cheating, lying, that came from their societies. Porn, all that shit came from another group of people. We are a microcosm. We are a subgroup, a subculture of the dominant culture. You understand me? We're the black version of what you see out here. That's all it is. That's real talk, man. You can't get away from that because your name is not Mfume. Your name is Mumbuku. Your name is Edwards. Your last name is Jackson. And you talk English. You talk American English. So there's nothing to argue about here. We are a product of American society. And if you're going to talk about American society, we're going to talk about us as a group. We got to go through the history. You can't just look at today and say, damn, black people ain't shit. Okay, all right, fine. Let's just use that narrative. Let's talk about everything that black people do that's fucked up. We're still worse than white society. Look at everything white society has done. You know what I mean? Or we really worse than them. We subjugated a whole groups of people. We practice Jim Crow. We run around killing unarmed people. We practice pedophilia at the clip they do. We have pedophile rings like they do. You see what I'm saying? So when we get into this matching black people's society up for the purposes of escaping it. This is what this is really about. This is about escaping blackness. And there's no escape. You'll just be a token nigga. There's no escape from this. I'm in the world, fam. I have white men who will come to my funeral tomorrow of high rank. I have white men who will write recommendations for my daughter because of my relationships with certain people. You understand me? And I still can sit here and tell you this. I live my house in a white community. I know about the drug use and the shit that's going on in white society because my white neighbors talk, and they're very nosy, by the way. They tell everybody's business. So you can't argue with me on this. I know what I'm talking about. My daughter went to a predominantly white school when she was back in Virginia. Those girls in that school off the chain. Those white girls off the chain. The thing is, when they get caught sucking dick behind the fucking dugout, they don't get suspended like Keisha does. The thing is, when that white boy brings a gun to school, they put him in a fucking rehab or some type of a therapy thing. But if your boy brings a fucking pocket knife to school, they trying to suspend him for the year. That's the difference. They're on code with each other and we're not. So when you try to escape to another community, know what the fuck you talking about. You talk about living abroad, know what the fuck you talking about. I'm over here with black men who are married to Italian women and German men. German women. You see what I'm saying? They living over here. This shit ain't all peaches and cream. Niggas think they trying to escape instead of building their own. I'm coming home in 4 years, man. I'm on assignment. I'm coming home. I'm not fucking forfeiting my lineage, man. I'm not forfeiting everything that that black men went through. I'm not doing it. I'm not turning on my grandfather and my grandfather's grandfather. I'm not turning on them. I can't do it, fam. I can't do it. It's not in me to do it. And I don't want to destroy my fucking lineage and my genetic material just so I can quote unquote be happy. I'd rather be alone. That's how much of a soldier I am. If sisters don't want to get together and they want to stay ratchet and all that kind of shit, and they want to keep this feminist bullshit going on, I'd rather stay with them. But here's the thing: they're not going to just correct themselves by themselves. What are men going to do to lead this shit? That's where I'm at now. I'm past the black female fuckery thing because if we keep staying there, right? We stay with the black female fuckery. All we're saying, for intents and purposes, that we're waiting for the women to correct themselves, and then when the women correct themselves, then we'll play ball. Which means we're bitch led. We're waiting for the women, which means they're leading and we're not. I'm not waiting for the women to get it together. I want the brothers to get it together. I want us to get it together. And look, for a lot of sisters, y'all think this is going to be peaches and cream. No, it's not. I'm talking about a real harsh reality. I'm talking about men having dick discipline, men not, being smart with their money, being smart with the marriage. We control that. We have a lot of power and we don't even know it. I'm not telling you to go out here and get married. I'm single. I'm not getting married to nobody because I'm not liking the type of women out here right now. So I'm not attaching my wealth and my health and put myself in a bad situation with somebody. I'm not going to do it. That's suicide. And marriage is not just a bad situation for black men. It's a bad situation for men, period, in the Western Hemisphere. A lot of men are not getting married. Marriage is on a decline, period, because we control that. Just like women control sex, we control marriage. We have cards to play. We do. And if you think I'm bullshit, and look at how white society's going right now. Look how they're trying to pass all these abortion laws. They're trying to get their women under control because their numbers are dropping. So they see that happening. They see their numbers declining. And they're saying, whoa, no. You can't have abortions. We need you to be barefoot and pregnant, bitch. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to correct their situation over there because that's how they have, instruments of power, and we don't. But we do have some other tools at our disposal. All right? We do. And what we could do on YouTube is we could promote and show the end results of black female fuckery. For instance, when women are 40, 50 years old, we can show that. No one shows that part of the game. No one shows these sisters by themselves. Lonely, bitter. You know what I mean? TV only shows them glamorous, loud, and flamboyant, but they don't show what happens to them 30, 40 years later. As we just seen with Delicious. Look who all that fly shit, all that big ass shit, all that shit she did in the media, and look what she's with. She's not with the man she want to be with. She has to now settle. She has to settle for a simp. That's just the way it goes. A Jay Sean ain't fucking with her Delicious. I don't give a fuck. A Jay Sean ain't wifing up a fucking Rihanna. I'll smash Rihanna, get a Bentley out of her, and move the fuck on. You understand? So I'm not gonna tell no dude to ever be a simp. You know what I mean? I'm talking about building and getting our own power. And here's the crazy thing about it. And this sounds like double talk, but this is a secret, fellas. When you're building your own shit and you're doing your own thing and you got something going and you got some agency about you, you get more reaction from the women. That's what comes with it. That's what comes with it. When y'all sitting in that back room in that restaurant with your cigars, chilling as a group of men, those women are going to dress up a different way when they approach you. They're going to act a different way when they approach you because they see y'all about business. Them brothers ain't nothing to fuck with. I'm not talking about being hood neither. I'm talking about just being serious men. I don't care if you're a corny dude or you're a square dude. You could be a serious square dude. You could be about business. You could put on a fucking suit and put on your fucking nice shoes, man, with your collar open. And like I say, like Miyagi say, always look your eye, look a chick in her eye. You can do that and just be yourself and be about business. And more importantly, when women in the rest of the world see black men sharing, having solidarity with each other and knowing that we got each other's back, they'll stop fucking with us the way they do. They know they can throw a goddamn chicken dinner at some of you niggas and y'all gonna break, y'all gonna break camp. Y'all don't have any solidarity. That's why I told you in this program before, Donald Sterling is a fucking prophet. All right? That man got caught on camera telling you how he really feels about black people. This is a fucking white Jewish billionaire. Why the fuck he's even talking about us? Because everybody talks about us. That was a snapshot of reality. So you red pill niggas, I want you to deal with reality. That's how white society sees you. And the reason why they don't respect you, because what did Donald Sterling say? Y'all don't care about each other. Y'all don't do business with each other like they do. And you know how the Jews roll. We all know how they get down. So you got to look at things from that perspective. Asians are the same way. Koreans and Chinese people don't really like each other like that, man. And Koreans and Japanese really don't like each other. But I'm gonna tell you something else. They'll do business with each other before they do business with you. You see what I'm saying, man? But here we are here talking about cis men. And I'm not being, unfair to these brothers or nothing like that. I'm telling them that they're thinking wrong. I get your emotion. I get where you're coming from. But y'all being really too emotional with this shit. You're not thinking like men. Men are builders. We see a problem, we put it out. And I know you niggas don't want to sacrifice your life. I know you just want to get your foot washed. I know you want to just get your back rubbed. I know you want to get you some pussy. That's all I know. That's what you want to be about. You want to get your thrills on. But guess what? That makes you just like the women. Because that's what they're doing over there. That's what they're hopping the fence for. You understand me? Or when they only mess with the tatted dude and the six-pack dude, they're only doing it for pleasure. They don't care about building either. So everything we call the women out for, why are you doing the same goddamn thing? That's my question to them. So how can we be better men? Start by being men. No disrespect to any of you brothers, man, but you're not being men. You're not. You're acting like fucking boys out here, man. And I'm not going to, for one, keep banging on the fucking black female fuckery if there's fucking black male fuckery going on. My job as a man is to say, hold up, brother, what you doing? That's what it means to call people. If you're going to hold another group of people accountable, if you're going to hold white supremacists accountable, if you're going to hold black women accountable, if you want to hold women accountable, you got to have your ranks tight. You got to have your fucking, your soldiers in order. You got to have your code of conduct together. So you can't be out here doing the same exact things to women. I can't co-sign that shit. I can't co-sign it. So a lot of brothers got issues with me because back in the day, about 2 years ago, we used to be out here banging on these sisters, right? And deservingly so. Because look, there's a lot of shit going on with black women. We know that. So a lot of those like, yeah, what happened to Jay Shine? No, nothing happened to me. What the fuck happened to y'all? What happened to y'all? That's my question. What happened to y'all? Y'all sound like fucking, chocolate white supremacists out here. The way y'all talking about your own people. Yeah, we got a lot of shit in our community we got to clean up. But if we're going to talk about it, then you got to be about changing it. You got to be about fixing it. Not just bitching about it. That's what the girls do. That's what we can say. Women can bitch in and da-da-da, and they want to be better mothers, want they choose better men, want they do this, want they do that. Okay, fine. I agree with you, bro. I have a daughter. I would never teach my daughter to be a fucking victim. She's responsible for her womb. She's responsible for her body. It's your body, okay. Take care of it. Protect it. Honor yourself. Be careful who you deal with. Don't bring no knucklehead home. She has a standard already set by her dad. She know not to bring no bullshit in here. She already knows that. And that's the thing. That's the thing. When you see fathers in the home, you see fathers like me, and you are. There was a one clip I had where this little girl was like dancing. She was like shaking her butt, and her mother was egging her on. And then her father stepped in the room, and then she stopped, and she looked at her father, and her father looking at her like she crazy. And that little girl stopped automatically. See, we're gonna have to raise the future we want, right? We're gonna have to raise the future that we want. Okay. So that's all I got to say about that right now, man. I'll leave it there. And I know other rages coming up here to talk about a feminine male, and I just know that there's a lot of brothers out here who are on some bullshit. And one of the things that I did on my channel is I unlocked my first video that I did back in 2015. All right, in 2015 was the first video uploaded. And you can hear me talking in 2015. You can see my mentality has not changed. I care about a black future. A lot of these brothers don't. They just want to have fun. All right.
Well, I believe. Well, we actually can end the show now because goddamn Jay Shine done said everything. So I'll see y'all next week. I'll see you folks next week. But
so hold on. So third degree burn said Jay Spinosphere. I don't know what he means by that. I don't know if that's a positive thing or a negative thing. But you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have my issues with black broads too. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, we all do.
People have accused me of, you hate black women, you hate this, you hate that, which is bullshit because I got like 8 or 9 different series on my goddamn program, and that's only one of them. So that's just patently untrue. And mostly when I'm thinking about women and going in on women, it's more mamas than anything else. I mean, the rest of them can do what the hell they want, but
right.
I'm more into going at these mamas because I wish to defend the children. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those dudes who, singing the Save the Children song, but I do realize that these little tykes are innocent. And my thing is not so much of, how the children are being reared per se, but how they're being treated, how they're being abused, how they're being misguided, how they're being molested, how they're being, and I know a lot of that shit falls on these old mamas.
Yeah.
That's why I go at these mamas the way that I do, because I think that they should be more invested, into those children's development, their protection, their education, that kind of thing. So I'm more there.
It should be all that matters to them.
Yeah, I'm more there than anything else. I mean, if you're a woman and you ain't got little kids that you're taking care of, that's a totally different thing. You can do whatever you want, run out there, slang your old funky pussy, do whatever you want to do. But you got them little tykes, and you're exposing them to certain shit. That's where I have the problem with black women more than anything else. So I kind of go at these old mamas.
Hey, X, I did a video. My videos are done in 3 parts. I try to do them in 3 parts. And I did a video on the Jason Roger Pope thing, right? And a lot of brothers got mad at me because the second part of it, the first part of it, I was breaking down the history of that DJ Kid motherfucker, right? What was going on. So I read some reports. The second part was talking about black male responsibility. And black male responsibility stops at controlling the community, right? This is a predator in our community. You know what I mean? There's no way he should have even been allowed around black people. I come from a culture where that shit wouldn't happen. A white boy come around that's dressed like us back in the day, we be in his pockets. We got beat down. You know what I mean? You couldn't float in and out of our community like that. I, as a black man, can't go to South Carolina and float in and out of a black community like that. So there's something going on with the brothers on some zaddy worship shit too. You know what I mean? But the third part of my video was called The Fall of Black Womanhood. Because the woman's first job and first thing to do is to protect her children. She's not, I don't understand what we got going on with the sisters where they think they could just not take care of the children. Like, everything's the black man's fault. It's bullshit. A black woman is supposed to be, a mother is supposed to be, she's supposed to die for her kids, man. And we're not seeing it like the same thing with the R. Kelly situation, right? Yeah, R. Kelly is a bad dude. He's an ain't shit dude. But what about all the women who are giving their daughters up for a check? You see what I'm saying? We're not having a full conversation here. So he's going to go to jail and get all the punishment. But these mothers got away with what they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we on the same page. I'm somebody who took my daughter from her mother because she was not being a good mom. You see what I'm saying? But again, this is where me and you line up. I'm a man of action. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit back and complain about how my daughter's being raised and not go get her.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to stop whatever I'm doing in life to fight for my child. You know what I mean? But a lot of dudes don't get the opportunity to do that because of the baby mama situation. You got one dude that got like 6 baby mamas, or you know what I mean? There's a lot of shit that's going on with these sisters, man, that they gotta have to clean up. And that's my whole thing, man. I told a couple sisters on panels already. I'm like, look, all this riffing you doing with black men, that's cool. You know what I mean? Keep it inside your head, don't save it for the women. Y'all got a lot of shit to clean up on the black women's side of the aisle. The black men will take care of black men, and you black women take care of black women. That's how it should be. That's how it used to be. Black men should not have to even address black women. We shouldn't have to. And that's why I also said black women are in no position to dictate terms to black men. So I'm not off that. I'm with brothers on that. What I'm not with brothers on is this non-building, this do nothing bullshit that we got going on right now. See, we've always had, every generation since slavery, we've had generation after generation of brothers on some do nothing shit. And then we had these moments, these flashpoints where we had the civil rights movements and we had riots and stuff like that. But we always had do nothing shit. And this is just another wave of do nothingism. I don't want to do shit for the black community. They just being bold about it. Fuck the community. But you black, fam. I mean, yeah, there's no way around it. There's no other group out here act that way. I'm not pro-black. Show me a Sikh on this planet that says they're not pro-Sikh. Show me a Chinese person on this planet that's not pro-Chinese. We're the only people who talk this way. Now, I'm not saying you go out here and wear dashikis and all that goofy shit, and you know what I mean, and to prove that you're something that you're really not. No, that's all facade. I'm just talking about doing simple shit like black banking, black politics, group economics, have a code of conduct. How about respecting each other? You disagree with me? Fine. But disagree with me respectfully. Let's have a conversation about it. Why the fuck are we throwing chairs at each other out here all the time? Why is so much why is there so many emotional niggas out here? You can't have a fucking conversation or a disagreement. Online. I'm not even talking about in person. You know how hard it is to argue like this in person? Niggas be fighting. And that's exactly what we see all the time in the hood. All this over emotional, extra masculine bullshit that we see in the streets all the time. And now we see the women out here doing the same thing, where they out here overly emotional, loud, can't stop arguing, can't calm down, can't stop them from doing shit. She tearing shit up. You know what I mean? This is just people who have no control of their emotions. You know what I mean? So now, as black men, we can't sit here and be the same thing as them. We can't look, everything we complain about, I'm starting to see in the men. I'm starting to see it in the men. I'm starting to see it for what it is. Niggas is literally coming to YouTube, man, just to complain about the women as an excuse to escape. Using the women as an excuse to escape blackness. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me to be in this world and see how other group of men operate, man. It's frustrating. I don't want to be them. If anything, I want what they have, but I don't want to beat them. You know what I mean? I want to be black. I want to be who we are. We have a long history. And for all intents and purposes, black people in America should be dead after everything we've been through. But we're still here. And that's proof that, and that's a testament to us. Look at all the great things. Look at all the inventions that came out of black society in America. Look at all the great inventions. Look how we impacted the world. The filament for the light bulb, that impacted the world. Look at the music that came out of black society. Look at the excellence. The athlete, look how professional athletes, look how they go to war. We got a lot to be proud of in black society. But niggas only will look at for the ratchet shit and say, you know what, that's my excuse to leave. That's my excuse. Instead of saying, you know what, fuck all that dumb shit. We're gonna burn this bitch down and rebuild it. That's some real bold shit, in my opinion. Let's burn this shit down and rebuild it. Get on some Killmonger shit. Burn this shit down and rebuild it. We see what the problem is. I've never seen a group of people who have all the fucking answers but got no solutions. We know all the problems, we know all the issues, but we can't solve nothing.
Well, I've always said, of course, like I said earlier, I'm against the whole let it burn shit. I mean, I go back and forth with my man about that shit all the time on the
Yeah.
phone. Um, I think that now, don't get me wrong, especially as far as women are concerned,
Hmm.
I understand what young brothers are facing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have two adult sons, and I understand what. But see, it was different for me, because my sons, they married their wives and shit, before all of this, YouTube shit and all this kind of nonsense.
Hmm.
So when they came to me and told me they want to marry these Hispanic women,
Yeah.
they didn't come to me like, oh, I'm marrying her, pop, because I want to escape blackness. They didn't
Right.
come at me with, well, they wouldn't have came at me with that shit anyway. But yeah,
Right.
that would have been a bad idea.
Hmm.
But they came at me like, I met this girl, we in love, we want to get married. I mean, that's how they came at me with it. They didn't come at me like, yo, pop, I just need to get the fuck away from black hoes and
Hmm.
being with these other kind of women is what
Yeah.
makes that possible. I mean, I didn't get that vibe from them at all. Now, don't get me wrong, I see what young brothers are facing out there as far as black women are concerned, because I'm
Hmm.
out in the world too. I travel and I go to other states to do work, and I'm on media and all that kind of shit. So I see what they're up against.
Hmm.
All right, and I understand. Now, was it the route that I took, that the old man took? Absolutely not. My wife, she the same skin tone as my black ass, and so is all my children. That wasn't the route that I took, but I do understand why they do it. I do
Hmm.
understand why they're doing it. Um, the only issue that I really have with it is the whole let it burn to the ground thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to go and do whatever and be, with another kind of woman, I ain't mad at you. If that's what make you happy, I believe in black men being happy. But
Hmm.
don't throw a goddamn nuclear bomb as you walking away from black
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
push the button to explode the dynamite and blow the community up on your way out. That's my
Yeah.
problem.
I'm with you. Look. We live in a mixed society, right? When you go to work, you're going to be around other groups of women. You're going to see white women, Asian women up in there. You might run into Latina every now and then in the office. When you go to school and you go to college, you're going to run into other women. Look, they're going to be race mixing. It just is what it is. All right. Proximity is proximity. We're not talking about proximity though. Like you said, these are dudes who are on some crystalline carriage. They want to purposely go worship another woman. I can't do that. It's one thing to meet a woman from another group of people, and y'all talking, y'all get to know each other, and that's what you're rocking with. That's what you're rocking with. No, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. A lot of people use art as an example. Art Neutral, he has a Brazilian wife,
Yep.
right? But here's the thing: Art was down there working. You know what I'm saying? Which means he was teaching down there, so he had time to meet somebody and get to know somebody. You're not going to hop off a plane and be down in Brazil for a week and meet your wife. That's not how it works. You meet you a whore, you meet you some whores, but you're not going to meet your wife. You see what I'm saying? So that whole thing of getting women from other groups of people or other countries and all that, that requires some other things. You see what I'm saying? That's logistics. And that you have to be in that society into so you can date a sister or a woman, whoever. Because you got a black woman from Brazil. But if you say you out here in Germany to meet a German woman that's worth marrying, you're gonna have to be out here and get to know her to see that she's marriage material. You're not gonna just come out here one day on a week and just get you a fucking wife. That's not how it works. So a lot of conversations out here on YouTube are just misinformed, and you can tell a lot of these brothers ain't been nowhere. You know what I mean? And that to me makes it church. You see what I'm saying? It's all spiritual talk at this point. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's spiritual talk at this point. It's not dealing with the realities of it. So what I'm doing over here right now, just to let you know, just a little promo. I'm actually interviewing some of the brothers over here who've been here in Europe for like 20, 30 years. And I'm going to give you they're going to give you the full rundown. Some of it's good, some of it's not good. So that way you're fully informed. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do it, at least be informed. At least know what you're getting into. Know what you're giving up. You know what I'm saying? Know what all the hurdles are to living abroad and being with other groups of women. Because the truth of the matter is, you got to look at it like this on a more simple term. Look at America. When people want to come to America, one of the first things they want to try to do is marry an American so they can stay in America and get some of the benefits, you know what I mean, of being in America. It's no different than being over here. So when you want to come over here to be part of, a country like, Britain or Germany or France or whatever, right? Or Italy, you're going to have to marry one of their women. So one, you can stay there, you know what I mean? And to give you some status. So now you're on the flip side. Now you're the green card nigga. You see what I'm saying? You're the green card person. So I'm just giving you a slice of what it takes to stay over here, to be over here, what it requires for you to be under. You give up a lot of your own. You give up your own citizenship in a lot of ways. You give up your family. You give up a lot of things to be over here. All right, and you quote unquote you could be happy because you're not dealing with the attitudes, and you might not dealing with. Look, one thing that popped out to me. I talked to this brother at the auto skill shop. He's been here since '79, and we were talking in front of the auto skill shop. He still works there. He's an older brother, and he's still a mechanic. And I said, "When's the last time you've been home?" And he said, "Man, I try not to go back to the States." He said, "When I go to the States, man, I'm only there. No, I can't be there no longer than 2 weeks. I got to come back." And the reason why is because even though this man has been out of the States for 40 fucking years, he still knows about the pressures of being a black man in the United States. So I give brothers one out. If you want to save yourself from America, I get that. Because I didn't realize how much pressure was on us as black men until I got over here. I'm such a fucking soldier, X. I didn't realize how much pressure was on us as black men until I got over here. You know what I mean? Just simple things like the police. You know what I mean? Worrying about getting pulled over, shit like that. You don't have to worry about that over here. They don't do that over. They don't have that culture. They don't have a culture of, cops pulling people over every 2 fucking minutes. They don't have that culture here. So it's a lot. So my man is in front of the store. Not in front of the store, in front of the auto skill shop. He was telling me, man, that one of the first things he says, man, is like, yeah, man, I got to deal with no racist cops. I ain't got to deal with no Peckerwoods. He was using some old school words and shit.
Peckerwood.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I got to deal with no Peckerwood. Yeah, he was real black. You can tell his brothers from the 60s, right? And and then he said, yeah, and I ain't gotta deal with no bullshit with the women. The women over here are very, straight up. They're not perfect, but it ain't none of the bullshit like we gotta deal with in the States. And when he said that, he wasn't just talking about black women, he was talking about Western women, period. All right. American culture is fucked up, period, when it comes to women. The women are out of control. Across the board. That's what I'm saying. You hop over the fence to get to a Becky, she's gonna ruin you too. She's just not gonna do it with her head shaking. She's gonna take you to court and take you for all your paper too. Ask Tim Duncan. You know what I mean? Ask fucking Blake Griffin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, niggas act like it's so perfect over here if you get you a Becky. I think a lot of that has to do with self-hate. And I can't say it for sure. You know what I mean? But niggas don't know what it really takes. Like my man DeAndre, he's over in Japan. He could tell you, what it really takes. It's not all peaches and cream. He's in a whole nother society, man, with a whole nother language and a whole nother culture. You know what I mean? That requires a lot. It requires a certain type of individual too. A lot of you niggas are so simple. Y'all don't even like leaving your state. Some of you niggas don't like leaving your cities. Get the fuck out of here. You wouldn't make it over in the place where the signs are all in different languages and shit. And most of the people don't even talk English. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have to have a certain maturity about yourself. You know what I mean? And openness about yourself to even. You gotta be a kind of a universal person to even exist in a society like that. But I digress. The bottom line is that it requires a lot to be over here. A lot of cats don't know what it takes to be over here, man. And I'm coming home, bro. I'm built for war. I know there's a lot of shit that America that goes on I wouldn't have to deal with if I stayed here. But I'm not giving up my lineage, man. I'm built for war. I'm coming home. I'm coming home and I'm buying up shit. I'm coming home with a fucking war chest of paper. And I'm buying up shit. You understand? I'm buying shit for the sole purposes of doing business. I'm going to do my part. I need to connect with other brothers who are on the same shit. I want to interface with other brothers I want a young brother coming along who's an entrepreneur who needs a fucking storefront, and I got commercial property he can rent. You understand me?
Yep.
That's my mindset.
That's where it is, man.
That's my mindset. I don't understand what niggas are doing, man. This is not hard. Look, I'm gonna give you a quick example and I'm gonna shut up. In 2008, 2007, we had a housing crisis, right? Let me show you how this shit works. I was a beneficiary of white people losing wealth. A lot of white people who bought homes in, say, 2004, 2005, those homes were already worth. They were charging more for those homes than they were worth. So when the market crashed, these people were way underwater. So when I bought my house in 2016 in Stafford County, Virginia, I got it from a family who was underwater, right? So they had to get out of the house. They went and got a smaller spot. They couldn't hold down our house no more. And this is a two income house, right? Next door to me was a white couple. There was a guy that was dying of cancer. This guy named Tim, and he was a white dude. He was cool. He was ex-military, but they bought that house for way too much money, so they were underwater. And then he passed away literally a month after I moved in. You know what I mean? Moved in. I sat with him a couple of times in his driveway. This was a real cool white dude. He had guns, and we were showing off each. I showed him my guns. You know what I mean? We were chilling. You know what I mean? But I could see that he was really sick. And then when he died, his wife stayed there for a while. She tried to hang on, but she couldn't hang on. So she just basically bounced, left the house. The house went up for foreclosure. You understand me? The house went for foreclosure. Then it had water damage because no one was in there running the heat. So one of the pipes busted in the house and had water damage in the house. So the banks had to come in and fix the shit and all kind of stuff. And they finally got a family in that bitch. But my point is, that was an opportunity. If black people had their shit together, if we was thinking right, we was waiting for an opportunity, laying in the cut. Because I was one of the people arguing at work with a white dude at my job, talking about how crazy the housing market was. I'm like, who the fuck can afford a $800,000, $900,000 townhouse? $1 million townhouse? That don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, that shit bust.
Yeah, that's
and a lot of motherfuckers are underwater. And Jay Sean was not. I was sitting there renting, holding on to my paper, and I was in a better position when that shit, went downhill to buy a home. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of black people had an opportunity to get instant wealth. You could have bought homes in 2010 dirt cheap in very good neighborhoods. My house is 10 minutes from Quantico. My house will never lose its value. You understand me? It's always going to hold some type of value. Now, if the market goes up and it's bloated, then of course, if you buy the house at a certain point, you'll be underwater. I didn't do that. My shit is way under. I haven't had my house less than 3 years, and I don't have my house 3 years now. And I got like $50,000 of equity in the bitch in 3 years. You understand me? Because it went down and now it's coming back up and it's stable now. So now I know what a line is and when it's time to sell my home, when it starts dipping down again. So anyway, the point is this. There's going to be opportunities that we don't hop on because we're not practicing group economics. We're not prepared as men. We're not working as groups. We're not jumping on shit when we need to jump on shit. I'm talking real shit now. I'm not even talking shit to black men and on this manosphere bullshit. I'm talking real world shit right now. I'm talking about economics. Because getting a home is a very important thing, man, especially in America and our economy. You have to have a house.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It stabilizes you. It gives you something you can borrow against. It gives you equity. So, you know what I mean? This is something that, even though it's a debt, it's something that appreciates, especially if you buy smart. Now, when things happen.
And it's something you can pass down.
Exactly. You can pass it
down.
I'm telling you right now, you niggas on YouTube can't pass the fucking YouTube accounts to your fucking children, nigga. All right? You can't do that. That can't happen. All right? You got to have tangible assets, man. So on my channel, we're going to talk about all of this shit. On my channel, we're going to go in. I'm going to open my mind up to brothers and say, you know what? I know a lot of you disagree with me right now because you're emotionally where you are. I know you're disgusted with sisters. I get it, man. But my thing is, don't let that be your total thinking, man. You can't, as men, look, I've been around other groups of men. The last thing they're thinking about is the women. They're thinking about money, retirement savings, investments, building. And when they see a problem over there with them, they try to correct that shit legally and through power. And you can't address the black female situation without being in a position of strength. All right, you can't address her. You can't lay on her couch and live in her house and talk shit to her. They ain't gonna work. Where do you do that at? You can't be in your parents' house in the basement of your fucking parents' crib talking shit to women who got their own crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking basic shit, man. If you really want to push against them and you want to push things and change things, we're gonna have to create an environment. But that's going to require us to get our shit together economically. And creating that environment is also going to entail us practicing group economics, black politics, and having a code of conduct amongst the men. All this bullshit we arguing about all the time. Like, I was on a live stream the other day listening to niggas arguing about whether we deserve reparations, not whether we're going to get it or not. That's a legitimate argument, whether you're going to get reparations, whether they're actually going to do it. And it's probably not going to happen. But the fact that niggas are arguing about whether we deserve it or not is crazy to me. These are brothers who are detached from their history. They have no respect for their grandparents, no respect for their great-grandparents who suffered through some of the worst human conditions in human history. No one in the world's been through what we've been through. Nobody. No other group has been through what we've been through in America. That shit is unique. And that's why on my channel, I premiered a video showing you the uniqueness, racial covenants and redlining and all the shit that was going on back in the day in the 1960s that niggas forgot. I'm talking about 60 years ago. And motherfuckers out here talking about, yeah, man, fuck black community, that. Meanwhile, the same people that fought against racial covenants, that gave you the opportunity to buy a house where you want to, like I have, now you turning your back on. You don't want to build on what they did. Won't you let's cut the cancer out, nigga, and move on. We have a cancer amongst us right now. We have this black feminist bullshit going on. We have thug culture going on. We have whore culture going on. And we also have simp culture going on. And we need to cut all that shit out and get on some bullshit. Now, anybody arguing with that, I gotta question your manhood. Because out here, I'm watching other men do it. I'm watching how other group of men get in rooms and they talk and everything is about, if it's not about sports, it's about money or politics. Real talk. I'm talking about grown men. I've been working in the Department of Defense in that apparatus since I was 20 years old, man. I've been a soldier, a contractor, now I'm a civilian. All right? I've worked with nothing. I've worked with a lot of white people, man. You understand me? I work with a lot of Asian people in the workforce. These are serious people. And they don't talk about women like this to this extent. If they do talk about women, they're talking about some sex tour shit, maybe going to Holland or going to Philippines. That's about it. But they don't talk like this. Now, every now and then we have these conversations about fatherhood, and that brings the room together. I don't give a fuck what color man is in that room. We talk about fatherhood, and that means we have a universal problem. So why are we not doing our part? I got approached at the courthouse in Fairfax County by some red pill white boys. And they had me standing in Richmond, talking to the judiciary community less than a year later, testifying. I said, I'll come down and give my spill. Because that's a universal issue. So when we talk about the women in general, forget black women, we talk about women in general, it's a system problem. And we're going to have to come together to correct that shit. That's politics. And politics takes money, not emotions. Y'all can get on these panels all day and get get together and have these emotional fucking powwows. And I'm telling you right now, some of it is healthy. I admit, some of it's healthy. But at this point in 2019, is it really? Is it really? Because my thing is, all right, brother, you got a bad baby mama, she's shitting on you. Okay. All right, cool. That's what's up, man. I'm sorry you went through that. Okay. All right, man. Yeah, that's right. Damn, I fucked up, man. That's a fucked up chick. She's wild. She ain't shit. All right. So now after all of that's being said, after we have the conversation, brother, my question to you is, what are you doing about it?
Yep. What are you doing?
What are you doing about it? And then my next question is going to be, all right, if you're not doing anything about it, what do you want to do about it? And if your thing is, man, I don't got time and nigga, I got nothing to say to you. Because I know one thing, I love my daughter. And there was no fucking way in the world I was gonna let her ratchet ass mama raise her. I dropped everything in my life. I had businesses. I was a promoter. I had the entertainment thing going on. I'm hanging out with football players, and I dropped all that shit for my daughter because I had another route. I had a clearance, and I'm also an IT guy. So I just sat here and did what was stable. You know what I'm saying? I took the stable route to stabilize my daughter's life because I brung her into this world. And I have a divine responsibility to her. Not a legal responsibility, a divine responsibility to her. And if it was my son, whoever, I have a divine response. We have a divine responsibility to our children. So if you know your child is in a bad situation, you drop everything you can do. Everything you're doing to go get them. You put all your resources towards saving them. That's who you save. You don't save yourself. You save your children and you save our future, not yourself, you selfish bastards. You're not men. Men in the world build. One of my favorite channels in the world is this channel called B1M. It's a YouTube channel. Go to B1M. It's a channel that shows you all these crazy structures and bridges and tunnels that they build around the world. And the reason why I watch that channel is because it reminds me what other men are doing and what we're not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big proponent of that. I mean, I'm a true believer that you need to get in there, and I tell brothers all the time, I've said this a million times and everybody know what I'm gonna say. If you done messed around and stuck your penis in one of these old ratchet holes, okay, I ain't even mad at you about that. I'm not. I mean, we make mistakes with the old penis from time to time.
Yeah,
Okay, I won't even hold that against you.
me
But
neither.
I will hold it against you if you let this old dumb ass ratchet ass hoe raise
Raise
the
the kid. You
kid.
can't do that, man. You got to go get them. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can't do that, man. And look, some dudes are not going to win, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to win in those courts. I get what you got to try. You know
Yep.
what I mean? I've helped 3 brothers get their situations better personally. One of the brothers that I went to court with, I didn't even know him. I met him commuting to work one day. You know what I'm saying? And we were talking and we got to talking about, fatherhood, and and I started seeing the change in his demeanor. So of course, I could have left it alone, right? I didn't have to ask the question, X. I didn't have to ask any questions at all. I could have left it alone. But I said, nah, because I give a fuck about this. I'm really about this life. I started asking questions to the brother. And that's when we got into his situation. And I gave him my number when I dropped him off, because we do this thing in Virginia called communal lots. So they have the HOV lanes and you have 3 occupants. So you go up to the lot and you pick up 2 people. The person in the back seat had headphones on. So the brother was sitting in my car and I'm driving, and we got to talking. That's it. Exchanged numbers with the brothers. Next thing you know, I'm at his fucking 10-minute hearing with him, giving him game. Sat down with him in my kitchen, show him how to prepare his paperwork. You know what I mean? Told him what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing for me. Come to my house, man. I got a house. Come out to the crib. We'll talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Watch a game, whatever, drink some beer. You know what I mean? Hang out. And I'm always in the house doing shit. I'm always in the house cleaning up and stuff. So I'm walking around the house talking to the brother while he's sitting there. And I'm like, take notes. That's what you need to do. All right. Now email me next week and let me know what you got done. And make sure you file this. Go to the intake office. Matter of fact, go see this chick when you get to the intake office. I'm passing on what I know. I'm helping another black man out because he wants to be a father, X. I can't turn my back on that.
Absolutely not.
I can't turn my back on a brother who's hurt. I'm hearing this man's voice crack. He's hurt. He wants his fucking kid, man. He wants to be a father. I had no choice but to fucking give him that nigga my time. I don't even know him. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. A lot of you brothers ain't ready to do that. All you want to do is fucking cry and complain about what the girls are doing. But in the real way, all you doing is following the girls. You bitch like a motherfucker, man. If the girls are so wayward and they're so bad, that means this is actually an opportunity. That means there's a void of leadership. Take it. Fill the fucking void. Fill the gap. Don't tell me about how black women are not like other women, but at the same time, you don't want to operate like other men. We know these women are hoes. We know they fucking wayward. We're past that though. Now the question is, what are we gonna do about it? And the niggas' answer is, oh shit, I'm gonna just go have me some fun. Niggas sound like Bill Duke and Predator. I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit about nothing else. No legacy, no nothing. Just going to have fun. And I'm telling you right now, here's the crazy thing about it. If your mind is right and you care about the right things, and I'm gonna say some real foul shit. I'm gonna say this. If you care about the right things and you out here building and you trying to get power, you're gonna have fun if you're thinking right. Like for instance, for me, you know what's fun? Going to work tomorrow and telling white boys what to do. That's fun to me. You understand me? That's fun. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a project manager. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and order some white boys around. How about that? You know what I'm saying? That's fun to me. I know that shit sounds fucked up, but I hope nobody at my job ever hears this, but I don't give a shit. It's fun to me. You understand me? That's fun to me. Pussy is easy. We're in whore culture. What the fuck? We really talk about sex and whore culture? That's a hang up for you niggas? Fuck that, man. Come out here and dominate, man. Put these sisters in check. Put these women in check. Dominate them. Get your shit together. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a practice of being a leader, if you don't have a practice of leading and being in charge, it's not going to work when you hop the fence neither. They're going to run over you too. All these women are practicing feminism. All of them. All the groups of women are practicing feminism. You see look, I'm gonna ask you a question, X. When you watch that slut shame, the slut walk, is it only black women out there? I see a bunch of Asian and white bitches out there, a rack of them. I mean, a fucking horde of blonde and ginger-headed white girls out there.
And they all be topless.
Exactly. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, Ray J? Thanks for coming through,
What
bro.
up, man? What up? What
I
up?
didn't even know you was in here, man. I'm sorry, I'm in here running my mouth, man. Hey,
I'm good. I'm just chilling, man. You giving them the hammer and the heat, man.
Yeah. I ain't got to do shit. It's the Jay Shine Show on the TPOT YouTube page.
You know what? I just caught myself, X. I'm sorry, because I do.
No. Do not apologize. Do not apologize because
I just want to say this though.
Doing some of my paperwork right here.
I'll just say this though. I'm passionate about what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? So I really care about a black future. So I'm passionate about it. So I will go on if you let me. So I apologize to the rest of the panel. My man, other Ray J is here.
You ain't gotta apologize for shit. You royalty.
Right.
You are royalty,
thing, bro. You doing your thing.
Let me tell you something. You are royalty on the TPOT YouTube page, brother. You know. But this is what we're gonna do. This is something I've been doing lately. We're gonna take a little break. You know, I'm gonna play a little music for about 5 minutes, take a puff of my cigar, and then we're gonna come on back. But I want to ask you something, brother Jay Shine, because we talked about how brothers, you know, they say, you know, let it burn and, you know, fuck black society and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
What do you think? I don't want you to answer now. You can answer when we come back. What do you think those brothers' feelings are towards the black community? Because I've asked brothers this before. Do you think that those brothers really hate black folks, or do you think that they have a love for black folks and they just disappointed in black society? So I want you to think that over. We're gonna jump on that when we come back.
And I got a great answer for that too, man. That's a good segue for the other Ray J too.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, y'all. Y'all listen to this song by my man Q Butter. I'm gonna run that for a few moments and we'll be right back. You listen to the Proper Thought series right here on the TPOT YouTube page. D.X.L. We live with brother Jay Shine and the other Ray J as well. We'll see y'all on the other side of this here musical break.
Get on the beat. Now that the sun has let the world know. Now everybody rocking with this wheel. I just niggas talking, only focus on selling words. Arguing over God, burning sage you never heard. I'm focused on the youth, building homes or putting work. I'm talking to you straight. Listen here, don't miss the turn. Don't mess me with these YouTube tentacles. So-called innocent, do nothing but say it's cool. The most blame and minuscule. Ideas in their interviews, most childish and cynical. Cartoon niggas sitting looking like a Pikachu. Go on now, pick and choose. Hebrew, Nuwabi, and more source of missing true. Avengers, not here, listen to. I'm talking physics while you stuck on speaking spiritual. Like building schools from Brownsville or Bakehead. Engineering projects with no need for no bake bread. Growing food, so we got no hungry, we stay fed. All hospitals, no diet in Apex. Listen hard, this is different shit. That's the race cars and the pigment bitch. That's the lane bars and the ignorant shit. Black power, focus on the business, bitch. I'm black any time of day. I'm messing with these dudes that let your mind astray. I'm black in every type of way. I don't give a fuck what they gotta say. I'm black any time of day. I'm messing with these dudes that let your mind astray. I'm black in every type of way. I don't give a fuck what they gotta say. I ain't Moorish, I ain't Asiatic. Please don't distort shit. I don't co-sign none of these lame ones. Funny ass hats, always talking about claims, something. Arguing over black this, black that, black lens, black facts. When all I see is black blood, black crepes with black hats, black scar from black tracks, black charge with backpack, black ball, no cashback, black card, who has that, brother? Either playing ball or they got ass cap weight. You selling souls on the cash app hit. You pimping minerals, crystals, and the sage. You still in religion, homie. You still inside the cage. See the bullshit. Cameras show the foolishness. Fools follow movie flicks. Post front, but truly flick. Low fish on some holy shit. Start straight beat, better off with action. I learned the game and it's lame, I'm better off with rap. Yeah, I'm just in a flame, straight pain, and it's over caption. Straight truth when I speak, dog. If it ain't my back, we won't speak, y'all. I live in proof of what I speak of. Bustin' straight black through the speakers. I'm black any time of day. I'm messing with these dudes that let your mind astray. I'm black in every type of way. And I don't give a fuck what they gotta say. I'm black any time of day. I'm messing with these dudes that let your mind astray. I'm black in every type of way. And I don't give a fuck what they gotta say.
And we are back. The name of that song right there is The Air Out by my man Q Butter. I'm kind of upset with him because I was actually supposed to be in that goddamn video. But anyway, before we left, I had asked Brother Jay Shine about the brothers who say, fuck black society and, let it burn and all that kind of shit, which I totally disagree with, of course. Does he think that brothers who say that actually do care about black society, or do they not care about black society, or is it just that they're disappointed in black society? So we're gonna come back around and get it right back to Brother Jay Shine.
All right, well, real quick, I mean, before I even answer the question, I want to say this. I'm for two things. Either we retrofit, the society, or after, I save that conversation for another day. I would say this though about the burning part. If you don't let it burn it down. If burn it down. When I say burn it down, that means you're doing it, right? You're doing a controlled burn, kind of like how they do when they fight forest fires. You see what I'm saying? You do a controlled burn with the sole purpose of rebuilding. All right. Now, if you want to rebuild the black community, then fine. And you might need to burn some of this shit down, get some of these fucked up ideas and cultural shit out the way so we can rebuild, right? Get some of these bad practices, get some of these bad attitudes out the way so we can rebuild. So I'm for that. But letting it burn means you're a bystander. So I'm with you on that, X. Why are you going to stand on the sidelines? You going to stand? Your house is on fire. You want to stand there and watch it burn? It's your house, man. But regardless how you feel about it. So go on to why I think they feel that way. I know because I've listened to some of their panels this week on other channels. I'm not going to say any names, but some of them frequent your channel, and they sitting over there sounding like straight coons. They hate black society. They using terms. It's not even about the women when you go to these panels. It's about black society being this and Congo bongo music, and I mean, it sound like straight white supremacists over there. I'm thinking I'm fucking on 4chan when I'm listening to these niggas. And then they start worshiping another woman and talking about where you can go to if I back you'll fall in your lap, and I'm like, oh my god, man, this shit ain't cool. This is look, man. I'm not saying that being with other women means you're a self-hater automatically. No, because we're human beings, and you're gonna love who you love. You're gonna be attracted to who you're attracted to. Again, you go to school with a Latina and she fly, and she giving you rhythm, and these black girls ain't. You see what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? You get to know her and you like her. You know what I mean? You start going on walks with the chick. You start kissing the chick. 9 times out of 10, that's probably gonna be the one you're gonna lay up with and have a kid with. You feel me? But this whole thing of getting together and talking to young men, like I listened to a panel the other day. It was a 21-year-old dude, young boy on there from my neighborhood back in Brooklyn, talking about, talking about Becky's. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, man, what are we doing to our young men coming up? They're coming to YouTube, and because they failed in their lives, or they didn't get, or they got rejected by black society because it's ratchet and they're not. And that's how you should look at it. My daughter's going through that. My daughter's not a ratchet girl. My daughter's a very well-spoken girl who's cool, and she's not with all the fuckery, so it keeps her on the outs. She's not, part of the in crowd in her school per se. She's cool with a lot of people, but she's not part of the in crowd because she's not of the same ilk. You know what I mean? She doesn't have the same thought. She doesn't have the same behavior. She's not willing to do the same thing. So to answer your question, I think there is an emotional issue with a lot of our brothers. All right? There's an emotional issue. I have emotions too. X. I feel a certain type of way about certain things. If I sit there long enough and think about all the videos I watch of black female fuckery, all the shit I see black women do, all the things I've seen black women do in my life or in the lives of other brothers, I could sit here and become very, very, very angry and hateful towards black women, right? But you got to control your emotions. You got to step back from something and look at the totality of things. How did we get like this? The problem for Jay Sean is that when my mother didn't want to be a mom and my father didn't want to be a father, me and my brother ended up on the streets or we ended up at my grandmother's house. And 2 times we ended up in my grandmother's house. We did 2 stints living with our grandmother. My grandfather was there too. And the reason why it's grandma's house, because the mothers used to have a presence in the home. Not in the streets, in the home. You know what I mean? That's to be the woman's domain. Pops be in the back room somewhere. Pops be in his little man cave. You know what I'm saying? Pops be on the porch. But Pops wasn't really running the house. The women did. And Big Mama used to do that. Grandma used to do that. So I call it grandma's house. But I digress. But the bottom line is that when I used to be there, I used to see how my aunts, my grandmother's, my aunt, the daughter of my grandmother, and the older aunts, the cousins and sisters of my grandmother, I should see how they operated. And I know what black women used to be like. I have a real life example in my life. I grew up in that. I know what they used to be like. So the question is, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened, man? And the question I would have for these brothers who say let it burn is this. Look, if you want to sit here and covet other men's women or other men's society and cultures and whatever the case might be, you saying they stable, whatever the case might be, how did they get stable? Let me tell you something about white people. And that's why I did what I did on my channel last night. I wanted to show people how fucking skullduggerous white folks were, what they did to create their suburban America. And they did it on our backs every step of the way. From white flight going back to racial covenants, going back to slavery. They did everything on our backs. And what niggas is doing right now, they're saying, well, fuck what happened to us. I'm going to go over here and worship these motherfuckers over here. I'm going to go over here and side with these motherfuckers against my own. And that comes from powerlessness, X. Niggas feel powerless. They hurt. It's not just hurt in their life. It's a perpetual hurt over generations. We've been beat down, man. We've inherited so much pain and disrespect and defeat. So now motherfuckers just want to throw in the towel. They don't want to be the men of the hour. We are men of the hour right now. If you fucking 35, 40, 50 years old, it's our time to lead. I don't want to hear nothing from 60-year-old niggas. Fuck that. Go sit down somewhere. Give me some wisdom and some advice, but I don't want to hear nothing from you. All right, right now it's our time to lead. Generation X right now should be leading. And then we have young men come behind us and we should be teaching them right, teaching them how to maneuver the game, how to win. You know what I mean? Now, again, some advice out here might seem good because it's like, yeah, don't fuck with ratchet women at all. Okay, fine. But that's still not teaching them how to deal with women in the real world. Let me explain something to you. I want you to really peep game. Look at our basketball players. Let me tell you why they get fucked up a lot. And again, why they get fucked over, a lot of our athletes and entertainers. Because some of these brothers were sheltered their whole life. They never really got a chance to go through the burning passions of manhood and learning how to deal with women and, being dumped at, when they were a teenager and, being cheated on by girls as a teenager or watching women lie to you, going through the growing pains of manhood. They were star athletes when they were in junior high school. They were star athletes in high school. They were star athletes in college. So women flocked to them. They never really had to work with them. They got immediate cooperation. And when you're a young boy, cooperation for you is just some pussy, getting some head. So when you're getting head and pussy, you think you're winning. Meanwhile, this chick is choosing up on you, using her sex to get close to you and get close to your pockets. Or she's using you like they do right now on VH1. She's using you to clout chase. Because now we have an industry where you can just become famous because of the dude you was fucking. Yeah, I was fucking Shaq. Yeah, I was fucking this athlete. And now you somebody. You see what I'm saying? So they're using you. That's why they're taking pictures with you laying in the bed, Lil Wayne. You understand me? They're using you for clout. And you're not understanding that. So you thought you was winning because you was gagging her the night before. You know what I mean? This motherfucker had snot coming out her nose. You were doing all kinds of skullduggery shit to her, but you thought you was winning. Now look. She's dragging you in the media. She's attached to your money. Fuck around, got pregnant. You know what I mean? These are things that, so if we're not talking about the real things that men need to know, as far as how to navigate life. The same shit's gonna happen to you when you go over there and fuck with an American Mealing. The same thing's gonna happen to you when you fuck with an American Becky. The same thing's gonna happen to you when you fuck with an American Indian chick, because they're playing the game. They're products of American society, man. You understand me? And in American society, it's all about getting that paper. So circling back to your question, they hate themselves. They hate the black community. They're mad because we're on the bottom. And that fact, they're acting like the women. What black women have been generationally mad at black men for being in the situation we've been in. Real talk. Real talk. You heard sisters around here. You know the sisters I'm talking about. Talking about black men never built nothing. Nothing didn't protect us. They didn't protect us in slavery. They didn't you know what I mean? They talk crazy, right? But you got brothers doing this with the same emotion. And instead of saying, you know what, enough is fucking enough, and building their own, they want to just break camp and be under other men's patriarchies, which is crazy to me. But yes, I think they hate themselves, they hate their community, or they hate their community, and it's an emotional thing. And we got a lot of emotional men out here. And with that being said, I want to throw it to other brother Ray J, because me other Ray J, we was chopping it up on email about emotional black men, and we got a lot of emotional brothers out here, man. So I want the brother Ray J, give me your take on it.
Well, hold on. Before brother Ray J jumps in, I just want to let you know that I'm gonna be getting rights, and people gonna want to challenge your ass to a debate next week, brother J.
They don't want that. I will tell you right now, they don't want that.
Because I'm doing the hour of power debates now.
I got you. So
right. people be throwing a lot of names at me, boy. I got a lot of names that I gotta go through, and after this shit, I know that your name gonna come in there. So
hold on, I just hit the live comments. I forgot they had live comments on StreamYards, so I just hit the comments. So I wasn't watching the comments, and I just saw a brother in the chat room say they don't hate themselves, which is not true. Because if you love yourself, you want to build yourself. You want to perfect yourself. You want to correct yourself. You want to build a different future. It's not about you, brother. All right? It's not about you. It's about the future. And you can't build a future, on some SYBM shit. You can't build a future on some black pill shit. You can't. All right? You can't. You can't build a future waiting for the girls. That's a man's job. That's how other groups of men operate. That's just fact. So I'm saying when brothers talk about debating me, I'm going to be rooted in history and fact. All right, not no emotional shit. All right, and I'm a brother in the world, so I'm going to come with a lot of other things you probably never heard before. I got a lot of different comebacks that you're never going to have before. So think about that twice before coming up here, because we know about all the black female fuckery.
Yeah, well, you might get that phone call, man.
That's all right, man. That's all I'm gonna say is that if you want to keep going back to the women, all you're gonna do is prove over an hour where your mind is at, and that's following the women. You waiting for mama to come clean it up for you. Mama, you like that motherfucker that's with his guts out on the battlefield, you know what I mean, calling for his mama. You know why he's calling for his mama? Because he never accepted the fact that he was in a real war. He never mentally accepted that he was in a war. There's no saving you when the bullets start flying. And that's what we're in right now. We're in a war. You understand me? We're in a real war, man, for survival. Every group out here is competing, and we're not. You know what I'm saying? And we're not. We're not. We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing as men.
Yeah, well, there is a lot of goddamn mama's boys out there. I mean, ain't no secret. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of us. A lot of us, we just fucking mama's boys, man.
Even if they have fathers too, they be mama's boys, even if they got the fathers, because they be over in the mother.
Exactly. A lot of us, we looking for mama, man. That's what we looking for. I mean, we are out there actually goddamn searching for old mama.
You know what I respect? You know what I appreciate about white boys? One thing I will appreciate about white men is this. They'll cuss their mama out in a minute. Yeah. You fucking whore. Yeah. You fucking bitch. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but they don't have the hang up. They don't have that fourth directive. You know what I mean? It's like RoboCop. When they can't arrest the OCP officer. They don't have that problem. You know what I mean? If their mothers mistreat them and they out here whoring and doing foul shit to them when they was a child, they'll call that shit out.
Yeah, because they don't worship they don't worship their mama the way we do. I mean, we as black folks, we worship our old mama no matter how raggedy and ratchet she is. I mean, we
Yeah,
just worship her. So a lot of brothers out here, man, when they go out looking for women, man, a lot of them are out looking for a second mama. I mean, that's real. I talk about that shit all the time. A lot of these dudes, man, they just looking for another mama. All right, they're looking for somebody to mommy they black asses. And that's that's that whole Oedipus goddamn psychology and shit, which is something totally different for another night. But a lot of these dudes out here, man, are fucking mama's boys. They are. I talk about this shit all the time. The goddamn mama's boys. They need to break the fuck out of it. Because see, once you break out of that mama boy shit, you can see shit clearly. Your mama's boy is like wearing shades made out of wood and shit. You think you're looking at something, but in reality, you can't see shit. Take them shits off and see the real world, man. Trust me, you don't need a mama, man. You're looking for a mate. You don't need a mama. I'm just saying. But go ahead, brothers.
Yeah, I could totally relate from that standpoint. So one thing I just wanted to bring up just to tie in on what you just said, X, and then kind of chime in on maybe some of the stuff Jay Sean brought up is there was this cooking show. It was a white cooking show that I saw, and the white lady, she was obviously the one cooking on the show. The father came in, he ate her food that she cooked, he walked away. The son was still there, and he got his portion, but he told his mama, "Is that cooked right, mama?" And she was submissive to her son, like she just knew not to cross the line with her son as far as disrespecting her own son because he didn't hold his mom up to a certain pedestal. Maybe that was something that his father taught him. I don't know, but it's something I've never seen in my experience of growing up personally, but even just other black guys I knew around me. I never seen black men that didn't hold their mother up to a pedestal. They always did. They didn't want to disrespect their mama, even if their mama was ratchet. They didn't want to make sure their mama was, hey mama, I don't know if that's going to work for me. They couldn't talk like that because mama, who you are talking to me like that, because there was no order, so he wasn't really taught anything masculine because his mama wasn't really being that feminine around him, as far as showing him certain submission aspects. But and so the boy just ends up becoming submissive himself and too emotional. So I was gonna say just kind of what y'all was talking about with this whole with the community letting it burn and things like that. I think really, to be honest with y'all, I think it's just some of us are really the chosen ones. It's kind of like, we're talking about the red pill and all this stuff, matrix talk, things like that. Well, let's just imagine that most of who we think are black or whatever we want to say about that per se, they really just part.
what happened to the brother? X, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. He just dropped off. Like,
Oh, okay. You must have
maybe
got snatched. You know what I mean? See, that's what happens on these YouTube streets.
maybe his phone went dead or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he come back. But he's talking right though, man, about a lot of what's going on with our boys because manhood starts at boyhood, childhood.
Goddamn right.
It was a great scene. I don't know if everybody's seen that reboot of Roots, the one that came out a few years ago. They showed more about the wars over in Africa and how they were fighting with each other and then selling their captors to the to the white slavers, and then the white slavers turn around and captured them. You know what I mean? But it was a coming of age story showing how they were warriors. And the thing is, the children are usually always with the mothers, with the women, because the men are out hunting or building, you know what I mean? So unless they're teaching the child something, most other times the child is with the mom. But then they came and snatched the boys when they came to a certain age, and they took them out to the woods and they start training them. Right? They were training the boys out in the jungles or whatever. And once they came back and they were a warrior, when they got back to their village, the mother had his domain set for him because he's not gonna live with mama. You're a man now. You are a warrior. You are a part of the warrior class. So he had his own domain, and I remember like it was yesterday. I watched that film. They had a scene in there where he came home, and then his mother was like, "Yeah, this is your home," and then she showed it to him, and then she bowed her head to him. She bowed her head to her own son. You know what I mean? And the reason, and what that meant was, now you are a man. You're part of the warrior class. You are a leader in the society. You're no longer my son. You see what I'm saying? And that was the yin and the yang of how children were being raised on the continent at one point in time. It was a balance and it was an understanding. Even though she's queen mother, she still would, give deference to her men, because her men got to go out here and fucking and hunt and feed them and protect them. You see what I'm saying? They're the warrior class. They have to be respected. And what I see right now is a lot of sisters don't want the warrior class. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of confusion. Waiting for the women is not going to happen. See, women go out here and do crazy shit. They're raising an effeminate boy and then turn around to my why they ain't got no protection out here. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. You would want you look. I'm gonna say this. I give brothers a bone. No woman in modern history has had more uninterrupted access to their children and control of their children than black women, because of the single mother situation and how society has subsidized that. All right, not having men in the house if you was on welfare, et cetera, et cetera. No woman in the world has more control of their kids. So when your kids turn out wayward, fighting in the street, girls beating the shit out of girls, and and boys effeminate, and mothers gotta take responsibility for that. That means your motherhood sucks. Your motherhood is trash. Look at your children. Look, I'm gonna give you a good example of what I'm talking about. You see how the kids are walking around with sagging pants and all that. You telling me a fucking 7, 8-year-old boy bought his own clothes? Who bought his clothes? Why your children don't have suits? Why they don't know how to dress? The women who raised me, my grandmother made sure we had suits. They made sure our ties were straight. We walk, you know how you a kid and you wayward, you put a little suit on to go to church, but the suit is raggedy and shit. My grandmother, my aunts was like, yo, come over here, boy. Straighten your clothes up. Stand up straight. Put your tie on right. Boy, let me fix that for you. They made sure you were good to go. That was a mother's responsibility. The men can't do everything. The fuck? If men are supposed to be out here building and protecting, who the fuck is raising the kids? But now we're in a situation now, we got to come in and help raise the kids. We got to come help raise other men's children. You know what I mean? Because of the lack of womanhood. Now that's something that has to be addressed. I'm always going to address that. I'm not letting women off the hook. My problem, again, going back to the men, this show's about men tonight, right? It's about holding black men accountable too for their behavior or their lack thereof. Holding men accountable for their actions or the lack thereof. Because we're not seeing action right now. We're seeing nothing but talk. Again, come out here and express yourself. I can't stop you. You have a right to talk. You have the right to speak. You have a story. Black men have been shut down and been silenced for years. Black women have been allowed to go around the fucking world throwing us under the bus and speaking their mind. Now we carved out a space where we can do the same. So I say do that. But now as men, what are we going to do about the problems we're talking about? What are we going to do about them, X? And I'm a living example. But that's why it's hard to argue with a brother like Jay Sean. Every issue that came before most black men, when you dealing with courts, when you dealing with away with bitch, when you dealing with children issues, you know what I'm saying, custody issues, child support, racism in the fucking workplace, dealing with a feminazi black chick, supervisor. I've dealt with it all, fam. I'm letting brothers know right now. I had a sister that I got moved under because of some shit that happened in my job, and she went crazy, and I got her fired. You know what I mean? I tried to leave the sister alone for the longest, brothers. I did. I tried to let it go because she was black, man, but she kept fucking with her brother, so I gave her what she wanted. And now her ass is out of the paint. So when you talk about problems in the world and problems that black men ain't got to deal with, Jay Sean has dealt with pretty much all of them. Racist cops, racist school teachers. When it comes to my child, going up to there and having a meeting with principals and the fucking deputy at the school because of some shit he said to my daughter. You understand me? And going into a room and my daughter sitting right there and we talking to two of these white men like a fucking boss. I've lived a full life, but I'm about that life for real. I'm not about cowering and being, scared to deal with the realities of the world. But at the same time, man, we can't sit here and just be talking about the women day in, day out. Because all of this red pill shit I see online, all this SYB shit I see online, all this black shit I see online, all of it is about the women. It's all they talk about is the women. They don't talk about nothing else, really. And now, and it's easy to say, yeah, there's no white supremacy, because now you don't have to talk about all the shit that go on with white folk and what they're doing to us systematically. All you want to do is talk about the girls. You know what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is, as men, you're supposed to be leading the women. And I'm telling you right now, y'all look crazy to the rest of the world. We do. Other groups of men don't operate this. And I know what the problem is. We're emotional males because of what we've been through. A lot of us been raised by women, right? I'm talking about bad women. The best thing my mom did was drop us off. I'm glad my mother didn't drag us through the streets with her. You know what I'm saying? So she could get her groove on. I'm glad that when she had enough smarts for her, or enough, I guess, love, if you will, to leave us with the older black folk. So so that's what I'm grounded in. My grandmother sat me down in the kitchen. She would tell me stories about her grandmother. She rooted me in my history. She did her job as a woman. She did her job. She was not a ratchet female. She was a good old school black woman who did her job. And she did it twice over. She raised her kids and then she raised her grandchildren.
Yep.
And that's what a lot of shit that a lot of sisters used to have to do. Now we got sisters who don't want to raise kids at all. They just want to run the streets. They want to pop their ass. They want to get their groove on. It's all about some fucking Zane Chronicle fantasy they got their fucking head every goddamn day. You know what I mean? They want to show out, i.e. Lizzo. They want to do that. Hey, everything's a fucking party. And now I've seen the men want to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying, X? So when I go to these panels and I listen in and see what the brothers are talking about, because I want to listen to brothers. I want to hear what the brothers are saying. But don't get mad at me when I disagree with the fuck you talking about. When I see that, you know what? You want to play just like the girls. Y'all niggas ain't serious. Y'all not thinking black men. Thinking black men will try to figure out a fucking way to get out of this bullshit we in. That's our job, to figure out a better future. Because my daughter and my grandchildren, look, we got kids coming up right now who are black, and they're gonna have children. What about their fucking futures, man? One thing I can say about white men, even though they did some fucked up shit with the slavery and all that, they wanted to create generational wealth. They were not thinking about themselves. So when you sit there and you talk about how good their society is, or how stable their society is and all that, think about the planning it took to get there and what they did to do it, the atrocities they committed to make it happen. All right, they created a mass atrocity. They had to keep a whole group of people down. They used us as the shoes to run on. So you're not even looking at it clearly. You're not even seeing it for what it really is. What these people do to create their environments, they build. You come over to Germany and you see how clean the streets are and all that kind of. That takes work. I drive around and I see nothing but German guys cleaning and building. What the fuck are y'all doing? You want to go somewhere that's already built for you, like a female. That's a female mentality. I don't give a fuck how you feel about what I just said. I'm going to say it again. That's a female mentality. You want to be comfortable in some shit some other man built. That's a goddamn shame. That's how women purport themselves. That's how women supposed to be. Women supposed to come, you take a woman into your home and she's like, damn, you built a nice home. And she's supposed to be, that's her energy to come into a situation to be protected. You know what it is, X? A lot of these niggas want to be protected. All right? They want to be protected like mama.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the issue a lot of brothers are having with me right now. Look, I have to pause. We're going to get back to the sisters because, like I said, this train is never late. Black female fuckery is an all-time thing. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop anytime soon. We're going to have enough opportunities to talk about that shit. I think we need to take time out from time to time to talk about man issues. What's going on with us? What's going on with us mentally? What's going on with us emotionally? And while we're not acting like other men, because we can sit here again, I'm going to say this for the third time. We can sit here all day and talk about how the women are not acting like other women and they're not effeminate and all that kind of shit. And you know what? You have so much credibility on that topic. But my question then in reverse is, why are we not purporting ourselves like other groups of men? As far as power, wanting power, wanting agency. It's a simple question, brothers. And I'm trying to figure out how is cis-them or, these niggas with these terminologies, man. Cis-them. I mean, I wish I would say I need to save myself from some fucking females. But anyway, but all these terminology, these gimmicks and shit like red pill and all that, these are gimmicks, man. We're men. We're American black males. What the fuck are we going to do about our situation? End of. No emotional talk. Let's talk brass tacks. What are we going to do about it? Okay, let's get our money together. Okay, cool. Dick discipline. Cool, I'm with that. Don't marry a whore. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? Some of you don't want to deal with single mothers. I get it. That takes a responsible. That's a financial responsibility. A lot of you niggas can't handle anyway. So I'm with that. You know what I mean? I'm with a lot of things these niggas talk about. Okay, now how are we going to put it into action? Are we going to get together politically? Are we going to push back? One thing I love that I seen recently was at the Harriet screening at Texas University. And I played that in my premiere yesterday, and I showed what black men were doing. And I'm gonna point out two things about what happened. First, you got black men standing up for their culture and their history. All right, that was the absolute thing we need to do. We need to show the fuck up and call the bullshit out. There needs to be that needs to happen every goddamn week, everywhere you are. If there's something fuck up going in your town, know about it. Go down there and call that bullshit out. I don't care if it's black women, I don't care if it's white people. If it's fucked up and it's disrespectful to black men, or if it's dangerous to black men or the black community as a whole, you call that shit out. All right, that's one. Two, there were sisters in there that were being very disrespectful to those brothers. And what those brothers did is they stayed on point. They stayed on task. They showed a level of discipline that I need to see from brothers. There was a sister, if you pay attention to that video, you need to sit down. He didn't turn around and argue with her. He kept his focus on the task at hand, and that was dealing with the motherfuckers on the stage. You see what I'm saying? Those brothers not only showed up, they showed a level of discipline and focus you need to go in here to handle business. We need to be doing that. Imagine if we've been doing that for 40 years, X. Imagine if we've been doing that for 40 years. Black women have a culture of disrespecting us. They think it's okay to disrespect us. We got to make sure they know it's not so. Now, if you're not dealing with black women, how are you gonna make that happen? How are you gonna make that happen? If you're not even interacting with black women like that, all you're doing is sitting online, throwing them on the bus, you know what I mean, and then elevating another woman. You're not making any inroads with them. All you're doing is deepening their hatred for you. All you're doing is deepening their disrespect for you. You're not making any inroads with that shit. That's not fixing anything. It's all you're doing is being emotional.
Yeah, you can't fix a group of people that you're not amongst. I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, and as far as criticizing women, I mean, it's not even so much that I think they're over criticized, but what I do believe is that, some of the talking points have gotten kind of repetitive. It's like, everybody's saying the same shit.
Yep.
So, if you heard a few conversations, you've heard them all. I'm looking for some new material. I think a lot of us, we need new material with the shit that we're saying. We need to talk about some new shit that's going on, because I think we done all covered, the ratchetness and the baby mamas and all that kind of shit. I think we pretty much covered all of that shit. So I think it is a little repetitive. And if brothers are going to continue to do this, which is their right to do, because like I said, I got my issues with broads too, and that's why I say we. If we're going to continue to do this, I think we need to focus on some other shit, because I think we done did a lot of
like they do on the Black Brain Trust. I can appreciate the Black Brain Trust for that much, even though I know there's brothers over there who disagree with my position on black pill, incel, and all that kind of shit. But I tell you what, though, they put out different shit. They don't talk about the same thing these other brothers are talking about all the time on their panels. They're talking about things that are going on. They're talking about geopolitics. They're talking about technology. They're talking about a lot of things.
Yeah, they mix it up. The Black Brain Trust is official, man.
So even though I disagree with some of the brothers, well, I don't disagree, but some of the brothers over there disagree with me on some things. I still respect the fact that they got different content over there, and I'm a fan. I go through there all the time. I play out, but not all the time. I listen to a lot of.
Hey, y'all back. By the way, I'm back. I don't know what happened, but I don't even know how much y'all heard. But I'm back, so I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, we were like, it was like, yeah, man, fucking,
because that shit just poofed out like some old Chris Angel mind freak type shit.
Like, where did I leave off? I mean, I want y'all to finish what y'all was talking about, but what all did y'all hear me say? I kind of want to leave off on what little y'all heard.
Oh yeah, you was talking about feminine boys and emotional boys, and
and those brothers who are out there looking for
Mama!
Yeah. But go ahead, whatever y'all chopping it up, I'll try to follow up on some of the stuff I was saying. But y'all can wrap it
Oh
up right
no, we were just filling in the time because you just dropped off. So
there. Yeah.
you gotta finish talking your shit, man. Because
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Now, I think, I went off on Infinite Boy, so I think I ain't gonna go there. Did y'all hear me talk about like the chosen ones? Did y'all hear me when I
yeah,
said that?
that's where you dropped off at.
Yep,
Okay,
right there.
yeah, but like I was saying with the chosen ones and all this, we talking about all the red pill, all this stuff, and most people ain't living out the moniker or the logic per se. Um, to be honest with you, from my standpoint, or the whole crash and burn of the Black community, I mean that's one way as far as like what you said, Jay, as far as a controlled burn. But then the other aspect is, maybe some of that also has to be left behind and start a community somewhere new altogether. Like
Right.
the Black community to me is similar to the Indian reservations. They put us in all these places. You
Yeah.
look at a lot of the historical maps, a lot of these highways they built divided the city up on purpose, racially segregating the city. These highways did. So,
Facts. He's talking
uh,
real, man. This is real talk
yeah,
right here. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So it's like all this to say, like, what I'm from St. Louis, and for we got Metro Links, we got all the light rail systems. They build all that throughout all the white communities. They ain't trying to really put that in the Black communities because they want that part to be destroyed to where they can do gentrification there and then push all the Black people out. So that's kind of the agenda right now. So I would say in all these rural areas, there are people there, Hank and Mary, they don't have grandchildren to inherit the land and who wants to keep the land. So that land needs to be bought. And so there are a lot of smaller towns that could be wiped off the map, but maybe someone like ourselves can go buy that town and build our community there, because you go to, like, let's say a town here in the United States, let's say there's a town named Madisonville. We know that's like the little China or little Puerto Rico. The little they got their community. The Irish people got their little communities everywhere. And you could tell that's their community.
Right.
But you go to where we at, it's like the slums. You know. But I think really, like I said, it goes back to this chosen one mindset, because I think really only a few of us really understand this type of conversation, this type of lingo, to where we could actually build. Because there's really only going to be a few of us that are going to be building or rebuilding. So I think really the type of message that we're preaching and talking about really probably won't be reached to the masses because the mass of us are still, they still in La La Land, still in the Matrix per se. But just to get on this, because I know with me and Jay, we was talking about just effeminate men, feminine type of dudes. We was talking about that, and for me, it was like, I'm all about not necessarily agreeing to disagree, but more or less disagree to agree, meaning like we could come to an agreement. Like it's a given we come from different backgrounds, different mindsets, different whatever, but we got like a common enemy. We got a common problem. So we got to be about solutions. But you get a lot of guys within the mental sphere or wherever, just even outside of YouTube or internet, dudes ready to argue. You know what I'm saying? Dudes just getting effeminate. They can't accept orders. They can't take direction, or they don't want to cooperate, be like a team player. So dudes quit the fight or pull out his gun on you or something like that, into his feelings. So it's like, so I think it goes back to the collective of certain chosen ones, because the dudes that ain't gonna be trying to come to an agreement, because they ain't really about agreeing at all. It's just coming to agreement. It's coming to this idea of solving a problem. It's like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. All these different substances you put together, but you can make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. You putting all these different things together for one big sandwich per se. And but it's like all these dudes, SYSBM, whatever, all these dudes following MGTOW. MGTOW was a white man's thing, by the way. But
It's all, it's white boy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, following all that crap. So to me, it's like, okay, all these dudes got this every man for himself mindset.
Exactly.
And all these dudes even that want to call themselves alpha. Okay, alpha, that means leader, right? So it means you lead a group. You're not leading yourself. You got to be amongst a group, So if you stand it off, but you call yourself alpha, I don't see you as alpha. I don't see you as a leader because you're not about working with a group. You're not about cooperating. You're about, just staying in your own lane, doing your thing. And to me, that's not effective for the progression of a people, when dudes want to be by themselves or stick to themselves. So it kind of brings up this other idea that I had in mind. I was like, are men hypergamous like some of these women that we talk about?
Oh, that's a good question.
And I'm like, yes, some of us are hypergamous. I mean, because we kind of know like hypergamy means at least in a general basis, I know some people can break it down another way, but hypergamy means basically you're always trying to look for something better. And you got a lot of dudes that do that. They kind of get clicked up with one group, and then after that, they want to jump ship, find something better. It wasn't based on you not seeing something right, and you just like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But some dudes just be there to kind of get their little benefits, get their bag, and then off they go. They ghost. You never see them again. So you got a lot of dudes that are quick to switch sides. They don't have no code. Amongst brothers, there's no code.
None at all. Yeah.
No. But you get around certain gangs and certain prisons, you better have code there. Life and death depends on it. But it seems like even back in the days of the Greeks and the Romans, they had these amphitheaters. These men came together to exchange ideas and things. And you have even now a lot of elite non-Black men. They have places to go and they gather to exchange ideas. It seems like with brothers, the only place we exchange ideas, if anything, is at a barbershop or the pimps at a players ball. That's it. And it's like, no, it's not intellectual. We need to get on intellect. We need to get on restructuring, but it seems like the only place brothers exchange anything is exchange a quarter pound, half a pound, and a couple of rounds inside of a trap.
Yeah.
So but that's all I'm gonna say for now, and I could chime in a little later on, So I know I kind of was in and out, but
that's good, man. That's good shit. You talking real talk. And and the thing you're talking about, I can just jump on that emotional shit is I'll give you an example of my family, right? Now, I've worked with some of the top generals in the Pentagon. I've been all over the world, and I come home and just with family members who've never been nowhere. And because of the ego, which is stooped in emotion,
right,
of this powerlessness that we have as Black people, they still got to feel like they know something. So you come home and they feel like they got to show you up. And you have a conversation about geopolitics, and you obviously know more because you actually were there in another country when it was happening, and you can't even tell that story. And they want to talk over you, like, yeah, I know, nigga, I know. Right. You know what I'm saying? All that shit needs to stop.
Yelling and stuff.
Yeah, it's ignorance. It's effeminate as fuck. You know what I mean? It's not getting us nowhere but all of it stems from powerlessness.
Yeah,
generational powerlessness. We're a group of men who have been through shit. We've been through the ringer, man. We got to literally look at TV, generation after generation. Back in the day, it would have been a newspaper or would have been a postcard of watching Black men burnt up and lynched.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? This is traumatizing.
Facts.
Think that what that does to a people when you have no power. You work your ass off. You try to move into a good community. You're not doing anything wrong, and you get ran out of there. You know what I mean? You send your kid to college, and then he goes to knock on the door because his car broke down. He gets his head blown off by a cop. This is demoralizing.
Yes,
it's demoralizing. We've been powerless for too long, generation after generation, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being powerless. I'm tired of it. I want agency. That's why my attitude derives from. That's why I had enough balls to say, you know what? Bitch, you ain't gonna work me over. You ain't gonna just do what the fuck you want to do with my child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I went in here and dealt with her ass.
Right.
I'm not gonna let the school do what the fuck they're gonna do to my child. You ain't gonna just spend my child for some dumb shit. I'm going up there to handle business. I got this mentality. Oh, you're not gonna just fire me. No, you're not gonna just fuck up my eval. No, you're not gonna sit here and talk crazy about my people, white boy. We're gonna have it out right here in this conference room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is my fucking mentality, man. I'm at war with the society. I'm banging back, but I can't do it by myself. I'm just one nigga. Right. Like my man Sugar Ray said in Harlem Nights. You know what I mean? They got guns, and you running around just one gun. You got all these guns. You know what I mean? I know you're a bad motherfucker, but just you with one gun. You know what I mean? I'm a bad dude, but I'm just one nigga.
Right.
I understand it clearly now. Coming over here and watching people who are poor migrate around the world and set up shop, it's infuriating to me. And X, I'm gonna ask you a question, X. I'm gonna ask him a question because X has a business, right? And I want to ask you a question. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about things. When I came over here, and I noticed that poor Italians from Italy, would come up here and open up a restaurant. Poor Turks would come over here and open up a restaurant. Gypsies will open up restaurants. They got all these different restaurants. Greek people come here because Greece is broke, so they come out here and they try to get it popping, and they open up a Greek restaurant. And I'm looking around like, damn, it's Asians, Chinese are here, Chinese are everywhere, man. Salute to the Chinese, man. They don't fuck around. But the bottom line is that I'm looking around. I'm like, X, where the fuck is the soul food restaurant?
So,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, out there where you are there any black businesses, brother Jay Sean, out there where
there's
you're
a
at?
handful. All right, the only black businesses out here are the African shops. Like my daughter goes get her hair braided. We got to take her to the Africans, the sisters, the African ladies out here. And we went to a couple of shops and she found one that was right because some of them didn't do her shit right. But those businesses are there because there's a small African population here, right? So they start businesses to cater to their own, right? And being black people in the world, we got the same here. So of course they'll catch a drizzle of other black customers like us. But most of the black people, frequent their shops and their restaurants. So they have restaurants and hair shops, but it's not that many. It's only based on the population of Africans that are here. You know what I mean? So that's what they got popping. You know what I'm saying? But Italians will come in. They don't give a fuck about an Italian population. They have a genre. They have a cuisine that people love. I'm gonna tell you something about American food. A lot of people sleep on American food. American food is delicious. All right, we created barbecue. You know what I mean? The Southern food and all that. That shit don't exist nowhere else. That came from America. And I'm gonna tell you something else. People like that shit. When we sit out here, we had to think. I'm gonna tell you the biggest secret about the world. A lot of people in the world love what we do. They don't just love our music and the way we walk and the way we talk. They like other shit that we do too. They like our art. They like our food. You know what I mean? And we don't export it because we have a plantation mindset. We don't jump out in the world and get out here and get this paper. I'm telling you right now.
Like you say, gotta be like Killmonger right now.
Hell yeah, man! You got to get out here and say fuck that. We're going to offshoot and get this bread. But you know what calcifies that? If we're codified here, and right now we're not codified. We're segregated. Mentally, we're segregated. Niggas are just trying to get their, like my man the Rager just said, they're just trying to get theirs. They're trying to do their own thing. They don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But these other groups don't operate that way. There be a small population of Italians over here, and they stay click tight with themselves. They care about their culture, and they export it. So when you want some good cuisine, I got a restaurant. You come over here, X. You and your wife come out here. I got some spots for your ass on me. Nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna take you to a mountain.
Don't make me fly out there, goddamn it.
Bring your ass to Frankfurt, man. I'm coming to get you. You know what I mean? I'm coming to get you, man. I'm gonna have you and your wife in the mountains, man, looking over a valley, eating authentic Italian cuisine. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't bringing her.
It's all in the.
It's going to visit Jay Shine for a couple of weeks. See next month. Get back.
I hear you.
That's another issue altogether. If you want to just talk about culinary, right? Okay, tell you my experience. I was at a Hindu restaurant last night. This is a true story. Now, we grew up talking about cooking with love, right? Mm-hmm. But that Hindu in the background, in the back kitchen, he was cooking with hate. He probably said, that nigga, and they cook, because my thing is like the whole vibe was off, right? Yeah. They see me and they didn't think I had the money to come in there and buy the food and come in and buy the food. They gave me bad service. And I'm pretty sure that's been like 90% of every black person's experience that went to a lot of these other ethnic restaurants. And it's like, well, we need to do our own thing, open up our own restaurants. Meanwhile, why you want to speak on it? Why did I the other day look at a TV show and watch a Korean person make their interpretation of soul food for everybody to see?
That's what I was going to get to, Ray J. That's what I was going to get to. You got knockoffs over here. You got people who will make our food over here and try to make they got these places called they got a place called what's the name of that restaurant? Shit, I'm having a brain cramp. The one that my daughter went to. It's an American. They call it American something, where they try to make American cuisine. They also got a restaurant in Mines on the waterfront. I took my daughter there for her birthday. She wanted to go. There's a little fly spot. It's called the Big Easy, where they try to mimic New Orleans cuisine. Ain't a black face in that bitch. See? You know what I mean? They like our food. Let me tell you something that just happened. I just learned on Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, I went to my boy Tavio's house. My boy T, he's a dude that I work with in DC, Mexican cat, right? So we all of us who used to work in DC together, we got together. So it was a couple of white folk, a couple of Mexican folk. Yeah, I mean, it was like the United Nations at his house. We go to his house. He's married to a German woman. All right. His brother is also Mexican. He came from the States and brought his wife from Seattle, who was also a white girl. There was a German woman in there who had an African husband. You know what I mean? And I got pictures of this shit. I got them. They were making cocoa from scratch. And I took video of this shit.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So anyway, we in there eating, and I come through with the stuffing and the mac and cheese. Man, they love that shit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the Germans don't celebrate Thanksgiving. It's not a holiday for them.
Right.
It was a regular day. They had to go to, they had to go to work that day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we come over, and that's why the dinner was so late, because he wanted everybody to get off work and come through to the house. So we had dinner at like 7, 8 o'clock. So anyway, while we're there, they love our food, man, and they celebrate Thanksgiving all the time. So I go to work the next day, and I'm talking to one of my partners who've been living in the country and living over here for like 20 something years, and I say, "Yo, I ain't know Germans like Thanksgiving like that." He said, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you something, Jay. They will celebrate anything. These people, as you know, they'll celebrate their holidays and our holidays, and they get a chance to eat, they eat, and they love American food." And it's true. I see it. These motherfuckers over here love American food, man. Our cuisine fits them. You can come over here and make a killing with a soul food spot. I'm talking about a fucking killing. Euros, look, man, let me tell you something. Euros are worth more than dollars.
Man.
All right? Euros are more than dollars. You come over here, there's already black soldiers here, black civilian, black contractors here. But the government's over here, the State Department's over here, Department of Defense is over here. We're 50,000 deep over here as far as American goes. A lot of that's black.
Yeah.
All right. So we in and out. We will fucking be at your soul food spot 3 days a week.
Yeah.
We'll help you get started.
And see, I tell people all the time, like soul food is indigenous Aboriginal food. What I mean by that is because I'm more from the not necessarily a Pan-African mindset, but I'm more on the Aboriginal mindset as far as the so-called Black peoples. But just with history alone, around the world, about I would say 85% of all the vegetables, fruits, and meat, all that, spices, came from North America. All of it. So all this influence, especially chocolate. Europe would not be what it is today, even wealth-wise, if it wasn't for chocolate from South America.
Hey, go back to Thanksgiving, turkey. There's no turkeys here.
No,
all the turkeys in Europe are imported mostly from America.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, so X, my question to you, X, is this. I'm actually X this question. X, why you think there's no black businesses over here? What's that about?
Maybe, well, this is what I've always known, because in the field that I'm in, okay, everybody knows what I do for a living. It's a very white-centered field. So there's not a lot of brothers into it. I'm probably one of two mechanical engineers that are in this whole city of damn near 1 million people, which is ridiculous. And I think a lot of that keeps black folks from being in a place where they think there's too many white folks. I mean, because I don't think that's just an American problem. I think that's a problem across the board where, we don't want to get into those fields that we think are quote unquote white. I mean, when I first started doing what I'm doing, people always told me, "Oh man, you're not going to be able to do that, X. That's for white boys. That's for what." I mean, so there's a lot of that. Yeah, there's a lot of that shit going on, man, and that's probably why there's not a lot of because let's think about it. When people think Europe, what do they think? They think white folks, man. Let's be honest. They thinking white folks. So that's probably keeping a lot of people from the States from being there, unless you're connected to the military or in the military or work for the military, because military folks have a different mind state. Military people travel all over the world. They see different shit. But the rank and file person in the United States, they're not thinking going to Europe, and start a business. My black ass will, though, if I think I could, I'd pack up everything and be gone, boy. But I think that's what it is, man. The rank and file person in the United States, like I said, they're not like a military person. They're not thinking setting up in Europe. They're not. They all thinking setting up in Africa, that kind of shit.
I'm telling you, I'm going where the money is, man. And here's the thing too. I'll meet you halfway. If you want to be with other groups of women, the best way to do that is come set up shop somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be crazy to go to to Japan and not get a Japanese wife. You'd be crazy to go to Germany to set up shop and not get a Japanese wife, unless you're already married. You know what I'm saying? And you coming with your wife. You feel me? But if you come over here, single dude, you just in the world and you trying to set up shop, it makes more sense because there's citizens there. You know what I mean? You're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you need that status, you know what I'm saying? So it makes, and they'll help you with the language and help you handle business. There's certain things they can read, you can't. So it makes sense, you know what I'm saying, to go into that environment to dominate. But I call that being a satellite nigga. I'm over here, man. I'm telling you right now. I don't give a fuck how many years I will spend over here. I'm going to be a black man. I am representing, foundational Black Americans, ADOS, what do you want to call it, Negroes to the fullest. And to speak on with something that the other AJ just said, I want to actually touch on that a little bit. A lot of brothers out here arguing about whether we came on slave ships or we were already here. The truth of the matter is there were black people here already, and there were black people who came on slave ships. The point is, it doesn't matter how you got here. All of us were put in slavery. You know what I'm saying? And that's where our unity should be at. We all came through slavery. We came through a situation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So whether we were Aboriginal blacks that we were already here, we were the Native Americans in the South, whether you was from New Orleans over to Florida, all that shit was black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you came over in slave ships. Once they set up shop over here, they enslaved us all.
Yep.
All right. And that's what made us African American. That's what made us Negro. That's what put us together. We were sold, beat, and all that together. We came through that process together. Then we went through goddamn Jim Crow together. So I'm trying to figure out why is there so much goddamn arguing between the men, because we're being emotional men. We're being overly emotional. We're being overly emotional and we're not dealing with the realities of the world. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I thought Red Pill was supposed to be, dealing with the realities of the world.
Well, you know what, Brother Jay Sean, I've noticed like that's more like internet shit. Cause I was talking to my wife about this, man, because the other week, my main goddamn truck, the one I drive every day, goddamn it, broke down, right? And I mean, I went to different, because I couldn't find certain parts and shit. So I had to go to this auto place, that auto place. I had to order shit, and I'm trying to get my truck right because that's my personal vehicle that I drive. Right. And let me tell you something, man. Brothers looked out. I mean, brothers looked out hard. I mean, brothers really looked out for me. So, a lot of times when we hear about the dissension and the division amongst brothers, I haven't really experienced that in my working life, in my, when I'm out and about, because I was telling people the other week that, I had bought the power steering pump went on my shit and I busted a pulley and some hoses and shit, right? So to get to my power steering pump and pulleys, I had to take my alternator out, my alternator rack and all that shit, because all that shit's down there by the rack and pinion and shit. So I had to take all that shit out, and I had just bought the alternator like maybe 6 months before. I had a year warranty on it. Now the alternator I bought was like $150, $160. I said, fuck it, I'll take it. I'll get a new one of these too when I go get my pump. I went down there, man. The brother gave me a goddamn he gave me a alternator that was damn near $300, and I had only paid $150 for the one that I had bought. The brother looked out and swapped the $300 joint. I was like, oh shit, and then left from there because I needed a belt too. I went to one place because I had one, because I always get warranties on all my shit. So I went to get the serpentine belt from one place, and I went in there and they wouldn't swap it for me because I hadn't got it from that store, and they were saying it was the wrong belt. Man, I went up the block 20 minutes and went into the shop where the brother was. The brother was like, you know what, OG, I got you. I'll swap that motherfucker. I was like, oh shit. I sold that whole we don't get along and we don't look out for. I haven't experienced that shit. And I think it's a little overblown because see, I deal with a lot of brothers. I deal with brothers who are contractors, because most of the brothers that I fuck with, they own their own businesses. They're landscapers, they're contractors, they're roofers, they're that kind of shit.
But that's why though, X.
Me and those brothers, we get along lovely. We get along just lovely, man. So I just don't feel what other man, we don't get along with each other. We don't do this, we don't do that. I just don't I don't get it like that, in my personal life. I know that sounds anecdotal, but I'm just saying I just don't. Me and the brothers, man, we get along fine in business, our working relationships. We get along just fine. One hand washes the other, they both wash the face. I just don't feel what other brothers say. There's so much going on between the brothers, man. I just want to throw that out there. And shout out to the brother at Advanced Goddamn Auto Parts. Shout out to the brother at AutoZone too. If you're listening.
Well, I think also like just to kind of piggyback on what y'all saying, like you got the influences of the internet with a lot of this mindsets that we see right now on YouTube. Per se, but then you got the media as well with other brothers as far as they mindset as far as how they want to be out here on the streets and hustle. But I think the guys that you're around, X, obviously they definitely fit my idea of what like the chosen one is. It's like just a few of us that really are at a certain place to where we respect each other, we respect each other's craft, trade, positions, and we just get along. And it's like men that think of like a wolf can relate to a wolf, but a wolf can't relate to a dog or a sheep,
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's what I see for the most part, just more like-minded men being around each other, even though I guess for the most part I think it's becoming, now this is just me talking from my own opinion, I think it's becoming far few in between because of a lot of the media and internet influences, like with this whole red pill thing. Like I don't have an issue with red pill. I mean, I understand it in its concepts just because to me it's just kind of with the way religion has gone. I think amongst us as a collective, we need newer ways of looking at the world per se. And so with a lot of religion, it has messed up our ways of looking at the world. But with those who have called themselves knowing about this thing called red pill, I think they overdosing on those red pills lately.
Oh yeah, they pill popping for pussy. That's the problem. Everything that they come out their mouth is about the girls, and I'm like, hold up, man.
Yeah, that's not red pill.
We supposed to be building businesses. We supposed to be on some real attack shit right now. I mean, look, a lot of motherfuckers being here. To me, it's standby talk. It's not real red pill. Like, when I made a video on my channel banging against it, I said this is what red pill is supposed to be. If we're going to use the Matrix as an analogy, my memory serves me correct. For 3 fucking movies, they were going to war with the system.
Right.
That was part of the red pill. They went to war with the system.
Facts.
They just sit back and let the system do what it's do. You know what I mean? They said, we're gonna just sit out here and chill with these other red pill bitches and get put. You know what I mean? They didn't do that. They was out there going to war, living and fighting and dying. So what I'm saying is this: if you want some red pill shit, let's go out here and go to war with the system.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to war with the system together, man. Like, this bill shit, let's go to war with all of it. Because the truth is, all that female shit, that's part of the system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of issues that we have with our women, these women that we talk about a lot of them are part of the Matrix.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So bang against the whole system. They don't have any real power. The power is given to them by the system. All right. When I stood in court, I wasn't dealing with my baby mother. I was dealing with the court. As a man, you step in that courtroom, you're dealing with that court. You're not dealing with her. She got no fucking power. I mean, black women do what they want to do with our children, not because we scared of them and we don't want to know, because they got a court, they had a system behind them. That's why we don't do what we want to do with our kids. You understand me?
Yeah, the Matrix behind them. Yeah. And it's also the Matrix in the Bible. A lot of people don't know, but the word Matrix is actually in the Bible. A lot of people don't know that though.
Right. So it's like, let me say this real quick, Ray.
Yeah.
I want to finish my thought. So the thing is, when you're having a war and you're going at something, right? When you're having a war, what is one of the main things you attack in the war? You attack the supply chain and their production. When we had World War II, the reason why those bombers kept getting shot down, and remember the Red Tails came in and started protecting the fortresses. The fortresses, their job was to get to the plants, to destroy the manufacturing, to destroy the railroads, so they can stop the machine of war. It's not fighting on the front line and shooting at each other. See, remember they had trench warfare, and they would sit out there for weeks or months just at a stalemate. All that shit ends if you go at the goddamn supply chain.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you go at the system. That's what's supplying them. You could be mad at black women all you want. You're not going to ever fucking defeat the situation or fix the situation without dealing with the system. And the truth be told, if you hop over the fence, you're going to deal with it over there. It just won't be with a fucking neck roll. It won't be with a yelling and all that. No, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be a white woman in the courtroom crying and everybody eating up her little white tears. That's what's going to happen to your ass.
Hopefully she don't bring up a rape charge or something.
Exactly, man. So niggas act like they so safe.
Going down.
Yeah, they safe over there. You know, they're not safe over there. Look at all the brothers that's going through bullshit with the white dude. Look, we just heard Amber Geiger just shot a motherfucker in his apartment. Look what happened out of that. Look at the concern. Look at the Facebook pages of support. Look how many hundreds of thousands of raised for these murderous cops. They on cold, man. We're not.
No.
It's really that simple. Every group acts like this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. And I can't stand these so-called thinking black men, who can't figure that out. They can't see that
for themselves. Shoot.
Exactly. All you guys think about is for yourselves, and you want to grab other young men, and you want to be out here on YouTube, got a little audience, and you know what I mean, and like a fucking diva, without caring about the future. You don't give a damn about the future.
Man.
Well, a lot of these brothers don't really have, and I've said this before. A lot of these brothers don't really have. They don't really have skin in the game. They don't have a dog in the fight. They don't have children, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you have children, you have like me, man, I'm a grandfather. So I can't say let it burn. How the hell I'm gonna say let it burn?
Yeah, right.
And I got little folks out there with my last name. God damn it. I can't say that. They can, they don't have children, they don't have wives. So they can kind of walk away, and they can even be one of the people lighting the match, and it don't affect them. I mean, depending on how you live your life, you can't necessarily say that. I mean, you can go through all the 300 and some odd videos I got. You never hear me say, let this shit burn, because I cannot say that, because I have investments in the form of my offspring and my grandchildren are in there. So I'm definitely not going to be throwing the Molotov cocktail, let alone, lighting the match or, just watching it burn. I can't do that because I have skin in the game.
And it's crazy to me. Like something. Here's the thing. Just to correct you a little bit, X. Are some of these brothers out here who on this red pill shit, but only for pussy, or on the cis bim shit. Some of them do have children. Some of them already created baby mothers. They have children. You see what I'm saying? And they don't give a shit. And they know how the world's gonna look at their children. I don't give a fuck what you say on YouTube, nigga. They gonna look at your children as black. And they're gonna have to deal with nigga shit.
Yeah.
There's no way around that. There's no way around that. So you're not escaping anything. You're not escaping anything. And let me tell you something else that happens. When you take your ass to that white community, forget Europe. Let's just talk back to America. When I bought my house in the white community, I knew full well what I was getting into. All right. I'm exposing my daughter to a potential racist situation. And if I had a son, it'd be the same way. You understand? So you bringing your kids to a place where they're outnumbered and they're going to have to deal with these fucked up kids, white kids, who are going to say crazy shit to them. Are you prepared for that? Are you willing to deal with that reality since you red pill? You see what I'm saying? Like, every group out here is built their own. I'm trying to figure out why brothers are so hell-bent against building their own. Why they so comfortable being policed by other men. I'm tired of it. Enough's enough. The more I watch history, the more I watch videos in history, and I watch, documentaries, the more adamant I get about quitting this standby shit. I had the same mentality for a while.
Yeah.
Jay Sean was out here. I was just trying to get mine, man. I saw the black community being broken, and I was like, man, you know what, man? Fuck it, I'm gonna get mine though. You know what I mean? I was out here ready to stun on niggas. You know what I mean? But at some point I looked at it, and like you said, when you have kids, man, and you start thinking about the future, and then you get off that shit.
Yeah, right. You got skin in the game, man. You got dogs in the fight, man. You can't burn down the motherfucking building, when people that you love are in it. You're not gonna burn it down or just watch it burn, because people that you give a shit about are in that building. If anything, you running in there, trying to save them. I mean, you can't just have that. Like I said, I mean, I don't I don't even pretend to speak for brothers, but I think a lot of brothers don't really have a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
So when you don't have a dog in the fight, you don't really care how the fight turns out, because you don't have a dog in the fight. So
They stray dogs.
yeah, you don't give a shit. So
You don't give a shit, man. And
Yeah,
you know what? And I respect you more if you just say that.
yeah,
Say it. Just say I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of those brothers have have been that honest, like the Syrians, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, and I can respect his honesty. I still don't respect his approach, but I can respect his honesty.
Yeah.
A lot of the other dudes out here keep calling us, but the problem I have with Obsidian though, and he knows this, is that he's still calling himself black though. And that's the hang up. Thinking black men and all. Why are you holding on to the black title, which identifies you as a different group from other people, but you don't care about the group? It makes no sense to me. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. It's pure selfishness. Now, but see, here's the thing. Now we get into this thing about judging, people and being somebody's daddy or being higher than them. And I can't put myself in that position. At the end of the day, niggas gonna have to do what they want to do. They're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. I can't stop them. You feel me? But I tell you, I know one thing. If you can talk on YouTube, so can Jay Sean.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Well,
And that's what we're doing right here. We out here talking.
Yeah.
I can't force you to do shit.
I tell people all the time. I mean, everybody has a right to say what they want to say, just like everybody has a right to watch and listen to what they want to watch and listen to. So, I mean, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so my thing is, don't get mad, man, when you hearing shit you don't want to hear. I'm hearing shit. I mean, I don't want to hear this shit y'all niggas talking about. I don't want to go to their channel and thinking black men. I'm gonna go check these brothers out, see what they talking about. And they already talking crazy about the black community, talking like white supremacists, Becky worshiping. I don't want to hear that shit. But you know what? I listened to it, so I got my facts straight.
Becky worshiping.
Man, this shit was disgusting. I heard a live stream, I believe it was Monday night or Tuesday night. I woke up to it because I'm 6 hours ahead, so brothers were still going. And I caught the end of it, and I was like, "What the fuck are these niggas talking about? This is crazy talk."
Well, see,
I'm not gonna call their names out. They know, and they know who they are. And they come across this video, they know who they are because they were doing it. And if they want to get into it on here, we can come back to X channel. I'll come back here. And
our power debates. It goes down.
Get into it. I'm telling you right now, I'm the wrong nigga to get into it too. Let me tell you right now. I'm gonna lay this down, and then I'm gonna let Ray J go. I'm gonna lay this down since we talking about a challenge. All right. Before you even contemplate debating Jay Sean, make sure you understand something. Jay Sean's on his third passport. Jay Sean's been around the world. Jay Sean has had his fill in my 20s, in my military days, of all races of women. You know what I'm saying? And I live where you want to be. I'm living the life you want. I'm single. I don't have no child support. I don't have none of these fucking problems that you niggas got. All right. I've leapfrogged all those hurdles. So when you debate Jay Sean, make sure you understand you debating a complete nigga. I'm not one of these dusty motherfuckers on YouTube. I'm not a young nigga. All right, I'm experienced. I'm fucking respected in my field. I'm respected by other groups of men. I'm accomplished. So you bring your ass into here if you want to and debate me. I'm gonna cut your ass up. You understand me?
Some emails from this boy. I know I would have some
anybody who's been around.
I want to debate Jay Sean.
I'll tell you right now. And if you get disrespectful with me, I'm very disrespectful too. You understand me? So look, if you want to come in here and debate the issues, we can do that. We can do that. We can have a conversation. And again, you're entitled to your thoughts, brother. I'm not even going to sit here and compound you, but I'm going to say real shit that's going to poke at your manhood. Because that's what I'm on. I'm not going to come down to your level. My level is manhood. I'm on some man shit. I'm on some building shit, accomplishment shit. I'm about getting out here in this world and getting it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm about. All right? So I can't bring myself down to a bullshit conversation. Your conversation is going to have to be at my level. If not, I'm going to shit on you. All right? I'm just going to shit on you because everything you niggas talk about, I've been through and faced it. I didn't talk about it. I faced it. I went into the so-called gynocracy and won. You know what I mean? There ain't no gynocracy, nigga. It's only white supremacy. It's only a system of corporate of greed. It's only a system of capitalism. That's what we're dealing with, and all the mechanisms that move within that system. That's what you're dealing with. Agendas and political agendas and policy. That's what you're dealing with. All right. Everybody else is a fucking microcosm or a tool of it. The women are a tool of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some write-ups from this one, boy.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
I want to debate Jay Sean.
All right, man. Whatever.
Set it up too.
Whatever. Bring your ass in, man. You better have your shit tight, man. Look, I get where niggas coming from. Don't come no corny arguments about the women and all. We know that already. What are we gonna do about it, fam? So I'll give you a homework already. What are we gonna do about it? What's the fucking solution? Okay, come with that. If you come with that, we can debate about the solution. Don't tell me about the fucking problem. I can't argue with that. Niggas can turn on YouTube every day. They can turn on Facebook every day and watch women doing out of line shit.
It's looking like Jay Shine, y'all, versus somebody. Because I know my damn email box gonna be full tomorrow morning.
It's all good, man. You know what? Maybe it might be healthy. Maybe brothers could sit back and wake up and start thinking about, the way they think. Because a lot of dudes, like my man Ray J said, they're just emotional. And they don't know it. They're overly emotional. They don't know it. They're feeling something and they're not dealing with that feeling, because when you become a man for real and you're about business, you put your emotions aside and you start looking at the X's and O's. You start reading the O's and ones, as they say in the Matrix, right? You start seeing, you don't see a pretty woman no more. You see, like my man Cypher said, you know what I'm saying? You don't see a pretty woman. He was looking at the zeros and ones. You're looking at 0 1s. Now you can see what that is. You look at the brass tacks. You look at the X's and O's of things, and you act accordingly. You don't be emotional. You can't wish this shit away. You can't pray it away neither.
So, what are your Wednesday? Well, that'll be Wednesday morning for you. What are your Wednesday mornings looking like, brother Jay Sean?
Your thing's on Wednesday night, right? No, that's Thursday. That's Thursday morning for me. So
okay.
The same thing as now. I gotta take my ass to bed early on Wednesday night.
Well, I'll hit you up this weekend. We'll talk this weekend and shit. We'll chop it up and shit this weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
And we'll see what go on. God damn it, because I know y'all gonna be right me. You want to back if you want to come against brother Jay Shine. You know the email. I know you motherfuckers will be writing me tomorrow, and I'll set it up. But I can only set it up one at a time. You know what I'm saying? So whoever I get the most requests from, you get to go head to head with brother Jay Shine. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. All right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna kind of, since y'all probably, I don't know if it's wrapping up now, but I was just gonna say, yeah, with the red pill and all that stuff, I think they making it like another denomination and things like that.
You think?
Yeah, that's why I call it YouTube churches. That's right.
Yeah, it's like another denomination. Yeah. So really overall, it's like, and I've been trying to, here's the thing, like, just kind of going back to the whole movie thought, like when Neo, he took the red pill and all that, but see what happened after that, he took a step further. It wasn't enough just to take the red pill. You took the red pill and then what? Okay, you see outside the matrix, but then what? So you got all these guys that, okay, took this red pill and they're just still talking on the same topics, the same problems. They ain't really nothing about
it. Not only that, doing it, they never did anything. I want to say this. For anybody who come here and they come across this video and they feel some type of way on some personal shit. This ain't personal, fam. Read the fucking title. It says better men. Men as in plural, not about you. You selfish bastard. It's a plural. We're talking about the group of men. Men as a group. What are we doing as a group? All right, because individually, Jay Sean winning. All right, I'm good. For artistic purposes, I can plug from this YouTube shit and be about my business. I shouldn't be fucking with you niggas. You know what I mean? If I was on some selfish shit, but I care about a black future. So being out here and talking, and trying to push a message to enlighten other brothers and communicate with other brothers. That's what I'm about. I want to do that. I think it's in me to do. I have a passion for our future. I have a lot of things that I've done on my channel. I'm going to talk about a lot of different things a lot of niggas are not talking about. And as time goes on, when I buy a better camera, I'm going to show you certain things, especially on my Instagram. I just built up my Instagram channel page. So, I'm going to start dropping that in my description box so you guys can see what I'm doing, or what I'm seeing, over here in Europe. And and I wanted to inspire brothers to get the fuck out the house, get things going for themselves, start working with each other. Start creating a code of conduct, real brotherhood. Don't fucking pile up on each other and collect, get with each other just to bitch and moan about the women. Come on, think about that. I want you to step back for a second, push away from the table, and just think about what I just said. Y'all literally just getting together all day, every day to talk about the women only, or mostly.
And that's not even about what red pill's about. It ain't just about women. It's more than that.
It's more than that. Women, I mean, if you want some real man shit, you will see it for what it is. And no disrespect to women, but women are nesters. I love that fucking terminology that Cerulean said. Cerulean Gray had a great terminology. He's talking about women are nesters by nature. And that's some real shit. I ain't even look at it that way. And that because you know why? Because women are natural survivors. So whatever regime is in charge, whatever culture is in charge, and they're in that culture, they're going to be a part of that culture. That's why you have to change the environment. And that requires building. That requires men working together, men being on code. And y'all really don't want to do that. Y'all just want to sit around and complain. Y'all want to go to these YouTube churches and be emotional like they do every Sunday and Lord, get the good word, and then go back in the world and go right back in the world and be powerless.
And the crazy thing, this is what I think is crazy, and I've said this many times before. A lot of these dudes talk, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they ain't fucking with black women and all that kind of shit. And a lot of them dudes, man, they going right home and fucking the blackest, fattest baby mama ever.
Yep.
That's the reality of it, man. A lot of these dudes, they get up here and they talk that shit, man. But I'm not saying that it's all of them, but a lot of them are part of the problem. I mean, some of them are part of the problem. And I say that shit a lot too. Like, I mean, we always, talking shit about these old baby mamas, these old mamas, but we can't talk shit about them if we're out there helping create them. I mean, that we can't be doing that. You can't have 5 baby mamas and talk shit about baby mamas. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. it just doesn't. So, I mean, we need to get away from that kind of bullshit too. We need to get away from that shit too.
Yeah. And I kind of agree with my brother, Ramil was on here. I agree with some of the Taz had to say too. I listened to the playback, but he has a good point, man. Like, look, if you want to talk about this shit and you really got a problem with the single mothers, then don't fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from them. You know what I mean? But a lot of these dudes are not going to do that, man. So I'm telling you right now, some of these single mothers that be coming to these panels, they open their legs, these niggas are gone. They gone.
It's crazy. It's like me, it's like you should be, as a man, dictate the terms to the single mother. If you like her that much, but you have to you don't like her. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I got my certain fetishes. So my thing is I could just dictate certain terms with a single mother, it ain't that I don't like her. Like, hey, I actually do like you. So let's chop it up, but understand this. And that's where that's when I step it up, I let her know what I'm about, so.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I feel you on that, man. Like, no, look, I've dated single mothers in the past, and I'm still open to dating single mother. Depends if she's thorough. Women, look, there's some good women out here who made mistakes when they were young. You know what I mean? I have caveats to that. And this is where, me and Black Ram kind of, departed when one time we was on a live stream right here on your channel, X. I agree with having standards. You know what I mean? So if you want to have a blanket standard saying like, look, we're not dating single mothers, cool. You shouldn't be. A brother like Ramel is too young to be dealing with a single mother anyway. You know what I mean? No young brother should be out here looking for no single mother to take in. You gotta get your paper, get your life together first. You ain't in a position to deal with that. You know what I mean? You don't have enough wisdom to deal with that. You know what I mean? What comes with that? You just not you know what I'm saying? You're not there. That shouldn't even be your concern dealing with a single mother. You should be looking for getting your paper up, making your money, traveling the world, getting you some experience, dating women, that way you figure out what you like and who you are. You know what I mean? So you need to get some experience under your belt as a man. But most of you should be out here building. And while you're building and you're making things happen and going to school or getting certified, whatever you're doing while you're traveling, that's when you're going to go out here and meet different types of women anyway. It goes with the territory. Getting out your fucking mama's basement is what you need to do, nigga. All right? That's what you need to do. That's the fucking lick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have a lot of dudes out here who talk about, single mothers, man. But not only that they date single mothers, they talk about them on YouTube, but they date nothing but single mothers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or they created them.
Well, they can't do nothing else if they're living in grandma's attic. I mean, if you're living in granny's attic, there's not a whole bunch of other shit you can do. I mean, you're a 30-year-old brother, man, and you still living with grandmama and shit. I mean, you can't tell me that you're doing all this bullshit.
And you got dudes living, and you got dudes living with these single mothers too, X.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah, they looking for single mothers because single mothers be having them checks. They either getting something from the government or they getting something from another dude. They have a job and they getting child support, so she's stable. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know what I mean? Look, let's keep it 100. This is what's going on out here, man.
Yeah. Well, it's real. It's real. It's
real shit.
Because see, what people don't understand, you always hear people say, black people aren't a monolith. They have no idea how true that is, because there's many different type of there's many different type of black people. Therefore, there are many different types of black men.
Yeah.
And some black men, I'm going to be honest with you, some black men are fucking losers. I mean,
Yeah.
just like there's a lot of us that are winners, a lot of us that are in between. Some of us are fucking losers. We ain't gonna never amount to shit. Okay. We ain't gonna take care of our kids. We're gonna run around here. We got 20 and 30. Now, I think that I'd like to believe that that's a very small number of
Mhm.
brothers that are doing that. But let's face it, this brother's out here with 10, 15, 20, 30 baby mamas. Okay. You
Mhm.
can't tell me this motherfucker's a winner. No, he's not a winner. All
Yeah.
right. You can't tell me he ain't living in grandma's attic because if you got 30 kids, you can't afford to live nowhere else.
Mhm.
Well, you kind of rolling right into my next point, X. You really are, because I was actually going to talk about like a lot of these guys that don't even know about manhood. To me, like a man, he don't know manhood if he doesn't even understand brotherhood. Because to me, if he's around a brotherhood, he's learning more about his manhood. He's learning more about being accountable to where,
Yeah.
you learning from the other guys, like you at a certain age to where you don't need to be in your grandma's attic, at a certain age. I mean, if you ain't paid for the house, that grandma living in, that it's kind of like, hey, why are you there? I mean, we can show you how to get somewhere else, that brotherhood, that accountability. But
Especially,
these younger dudes
especially if
coming
you're
up,
45.
yeah,
Especially if you're 45.
right. But you got a lot of dudes you can't talk like that to, as far as whether they younger in their 20s and 30s, or even sometimes 40s and 50s, depending. They get emotional. They get really emotional when
Yeah,
you,
they get really defensive too. Yeah,
yeah, real
they
defensive.
start they start acting like the girls.
I had a situation. Since y'all talking about some job related situations.
Yeah.
I got two quick examples. Well, one example was I was I was a temporary supervisor for this white supervisor, and there was a lot of young black dudes at this job,
Mhm.
and so they didn't want to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like they kept trying to cuss me out and all that stuff because I was made to be the supervisor.
Mhm.
But then when the white man, he came back in to get his, to be the supervisor because he was sick. He came back. Them little black boys fell right in line like some little puppy dogs.
Yeah, it's how they
So
socialize. Yeah,
yeah, so
and that's what I would say to sisters, man. Sisters gotta be careful how they raising our sons, man, because they raising them to be coons. You know what I mean? When you have boys under you being submissive to their mothers and under female energy all the time, they don't know how
right,
to act. They don't know how to submit to black male authority, but they will because of the environment, because of the world we live in. They automatically know how to submit to white authority. You know what I mean?
yep, that's
And
fact.
so when we got here and we try to hire brothers and try to work with young men, and they acting crazy and effeminate as fuck, that's what I mean, because that's because of how they were raised.
Yep, yelling, quick to fight, quick to do all that's very feminine,
Yeah.
very feminine.
I learned a lot from my grandfather, man. Like my grandfather didn't do a lot of yelling and shit in the house, man. He would bark at my grandmother every now and then, but then go sit his ass in his room, and it was it. That was it. You know
Uh,
what I mean? So I don't do a lot of that shit. Like a lot of my ex girlfriends will tell you, like probably the only female that's been with me, in my adult life is probably my baby mother. Probably be the only one that tell you that I yelled at her. Yell for what? I'm in charge. If you in charge of some shit, you ain't gotta yell. You know what I mean? It is what it fucking is. I know what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm running shit over here. So when you have that confidence and you on some real man shit, you don't 9 times out of 10 you don't raise your voice like that.
no, don't raise your voice. Don't be quick to get mad under that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You chilling. You know what I mean? Even when you serious, I had a real serious conversation with my last girlfriend. I just broke up with a chick back in August. We
Yeah.
had, tense conversations and serious conversations, but I never yelled at her.
Mhm.
She gonna say what she gonna say. She gonna feel how she feel. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna feel how I feel. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean. The shit is what it is. And I'm not gonna sit here and do a fucking bunch of yelling. You know what I
Right,
mean? Man,
right,
for what? See,
right.
that's all emotional, overly emotional shit. Now, my
They
baby
want
mother is
to
different
do
because
to make it.
my baby mother, she did shit that dealt with the child, and that's how she got at me. And that's really where I come in. I want to train brothers to really, when you start dealing with the courts and you start dealing with your baby mothers, how to hold your emotions. How that's why my moniker is business is life and life is business. You see what I'm saying? Because everything's business. Once the courts are involved and other people are involved, this is all business now, and you got to handle business. You know what I mean? All being all emotional, flying off the handle ain't gonna help you, brother. And matter of fact, it's gonna hurt you. You see what I'm saying? You gotta handle business. You gotta focus and handle business. You know what I mean? And
You
I had to
never.
learn that. I learned that shit dealing with my baby mother.
Yeah, well, in that situation, you're not going to get anywhere acting like her anyway. I mean, because
Right.
that's how she's going to be. I
Right.
mean, she's going to be all emotional and acting all foolish and saying a bunch of old crazy shit. I mean, if you in there doing the same thing, I mean, all you doing is making it look bad for you. Because see, the court is already backing her from the jump.
Yep.
So I mean,
Right.
if you come in there with all that emotional shit, you know, you need to be the one that's calm, collective, have your paperwork together, look like you know what you're doing, look like you know what you're talking about, sound like you know what you're talking about. You need to have all that shit in order because guess what? It's getting easier and easier to make that move now. It's not as hard as it used to be. It's probably not totally easy, but it's probably not as hard as it used to be. And if you come in there with your shit together, you'll probably get better results than you would imagine. So you don't want to come in there acting like your damn baby mama, because now it's like two holes in there instead of one. So it's like, you
See,
know, I
I'm
mean,
very careful with that in my profession. Just to bring up my second example, in my current profession, that was just I had to check in some people, and this one older lady, she got to the front of the line. And you know, she was like, "Is this the line that I check in?" And I was like, "Yeah, just get to the back of the line and I'll get at you." Well, you know, there was a ratchet sister that was in that line and she let that old lady get right in front of her. So I was like, "Oh, you're trying to usurp my authority." I see, I get that, I get that. And so I think with a lot of the sisters that ain't got their head on right, they don't like to see like brothers in authority. They're used to dealing with the Pookies and the Ray Rays.
Yeah.
But even at that time, I had to keep my cool and my composure because it goes back to where I saw the big picture. I knew that a lot of these chicks, when they ain't used to seeing a brother in authority, they'll be quick to try to get him fired. You know,
Tracking fire, and that's what happened to me when I was in the workforce. And I would say this, man. Look, brothers, when it comes to that kind of shit, again, they part of the matrix. It's business.
Yep.
It's
That's right.
business. It comes with like we know this is going to happen. We know black women have no respect. We know that. You know what I mean? We know we're going to get disrespected by black women. This train is never late. This bus is going to be on time, brother. So now it's part of everything that else we got to deal with. You know what I mean? It's just part of business.
Yep. That's
I'm
it.
prepared for it. I expect it. You know what I'm saying? I expect it. I expect to get some. You know, remember that scene in Django when he came up to the Comfort Girl house and they were having a Mandingo fight upstairs.
Yeah.
And he went to the bar and that fucking bed wench Shiva cut her eyes at him.
Mm-hmm.
I expect it, Ray J.
Yes.
It's going to come. It's because that's the environment we're in. That's the culture. We come out of that. It's a history to that. You know what I'm saying? There's a history to that.
Yes.
So if you're not attached to your history, then no wonder y'all here bitching and moaning. You're not even attached to it. You're not even fucking rooted in your own history.
I'm inspired by Django, man. Real talk. I was even had that in mind coming in to this live stream. So it's like almost prophetic and confirming that you even brought that up. Because I was
she's like, who this nigga think he is? You know what I mean? He ain't shit. He ain't no white man. You know what I mean? So, you know, and look, we gotta understand a lot of that is better in some of our sisters, man. It's just part of the course. We gotta change this. I'm tired of it. We're gonna relegate our sons to this.
Plus, I'll say this because we're about to wrap up in a few. I'll say this, man. I mean, men, we're not defined by what happens to us, man, because shit happens to all of us. All of us go through shit. We're ultimately defined by how we deal with the shit, man. That's what we ultimately going to be defined by. We're not going to be defined by the shit that happens to us. Because if you're defined by the shit that happens to you, you're not a fucking man. You're a boy. Okay, you're a boy. So it's how you deal with it, man. It's what ultimately is going to define you, man. Adversity does not build character. It reveals it.
There you go.
Reveals it.
There you go. There you go.
And especially with black men, we I think as far as all that we've been through, given the history and all that, we are kings, and we need to get our throne back. You know, don't argue about the other kingdoms. Go get your kingdom. It's our time. Like Jay Sean said, our time is now. You know,
it is.
So
It is now, man. So all this business talk, all this thinking black man shit, apply that shit to power. You know what I mean? I'm saying let's go on some power shit, man. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about the women all day, man.
If
I
she
can't
don't
do
like
it.
if she don't like your royalty, she can get out the castle.
She can get the fuck on, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I did a live stream on my channel, and I talk about the fall of feminism, and I was showing what black women really are living through, how hard it is, right? You know how they really live in the work situation. We have all the cards, man, but niggas don't have no game.
No,
They don't have no game. They don't know how to rule. See, even if you gave
no,
niggas power today, they wouldn't know how to wield it.
don't know how to hold their cards.
You know,
None.
'cause they don't have a power mindset. They
No.
have a plantation mindset. Even you so-called thinking black men, you want to nestle your ass and nest in another man's patriarchy. Shame on you.
Mm-mm.
So y'all got
Shame on you.
any parting shots, man? And brothers, please put your channels in the chat so people know where to find you at. Go ahead and put your links to the channel in the chat. My moderators, y'all go ahead and put brother Jay Shine and brother Ray J's channel in the chat as well, so people know where to go to hit them up and subscribe and all of that stuff. Any parting shots, brother Ray J, before we peel out?
Yeah, first and foremost, before I do that, I just want to say thank you, X, for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Of course, Jay Shine is always cool chopping it up with you all the time, man. Everybody in the chat area, much love to y'all. Much love to y'all. And I want to leave y'all with this because I had a lot of things I want to say, but I'm going to keep it short, sweet, to the point. I've been talking about this idea of the building challenge on my channel, and I got it under the hashtag under some of my videos. And obviously, just talking about the feminine gender, I really mean black woman, but I just don't say that because of the rights and all that on YouTube, all that mess. But I'm really talking about black women when I say the building challenge. So everything, all the ladies that are watching this live, if y'all go to my channel, check out the building challenge. I'm talking to y'all, and I think y'all like that. It offers good solutions because I'm all about practicalities, not philosophies. I'm not about talking about problems. I'm talking about, like Jay Sean, talking about being practical. Let's make something happen. So with that said, this thing about the culture vultures. Last time I checked, the vulture doesn't kill, it goes after something that's already
dead. Yeah.
dead.
It's already dead.
So who did the killing before the vulture showed up?
Exactly.
That's all I have to say on that for now.
All right, brother Jay Sean.
And just to add to what my brother was saying, man, we're gonna have to get on some power shit, man. Stop putting so much fucking solstice in the females, because when you do that, all you're doing is showing that you're actually waiting for the females to lead. Take the bull by the horns, man. There's a gap right now. There's a leadership vacuum. We see it right now. We have black politics. I'll tell you right now, there's one good thing. We at a time right now where there's so many black people coming to YouTube to listen to this is talk radio for us. This is our right-wing talk radio.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We like how you see the white folks and right-wingers, they be in their car and listen to show after show in their car. They don't listen to no music. Just talk radio. This is what YouTube has become. And I'm actually happy about that. I'm happy that brothers and sisters are not just coming around listening to music all day. We actually have an apparatus of people who want to sit and hear other people talk. You know what I mean? And so we have an opportunity, but the thing is, we got to kick the right shit. We got to kick progressive, thoughtful shit. So I'm on some business shit, and I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Business is life, and life is business. So brothers and sisters, handle yours, because I'm going to handle mine.
All right. And me, I'm just gonna close out with this, man. I mean, I know up here on on this media shit, we like the bullshit, laugh, joke, fight, argue, debate, do comedy and all that kind of shit. But at some point we got to think about what's going on in real life. I mean, this internet shit, I've always said that we may take it a little bit too seriously. And as I spoke of earlier, a lot of the shit that I encounter on the internet, I don't encounter in real life. I mean, I just don't. I mean, some of it, yes. But I mean, the bulk of it, I don't. And I think that a lot of us, we get up on here, man, and we create these fucking caricatures of ourselves. And when we know we only live in them when we open our damn laptop. Because once we close the laptop, we go right back to grandma's attic, driving grandma's car.
I call it the vicarious age. You mean the vicarious age? Yeah.
We go right back down in mama's basement, and we wait for mama to come home from work, and we yell up through the basement, "Mama, we're out of cereal." Some of us that is our lives. A lot of brothers,
It's fucked
that's
up.
our lives. We're not doing all the shit we're telling other people to do, man. We're not. I mean, let's be honest. We are not doing what we telling other people to do. I'm a brother that I'm about looking out for the brothers. And anybody can tell you in my real life, I do. I may not talk about it all the time up here, but in my real life, I look out for the brothers whenever I can. Whenever an opportunity comes up for me to look out for the brothers, I do. And I'm not just talking about some media shit, putting them on my stream. I'm talking about look out for them for real. And you know why I do it? Because brothers look out for me for real. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for coming on, brother Ray J, my brother Jay Sean. I told you, brother's gonna be right, me boy. They're gonna want to debate your ass next week, man. I hope you ready to throw down, boy, because I'm having
I mean, look, man, that shit is light work, man. I'm in the world for real. You know what I mean? I'm not living vicariously through nobody. All right, we on some real shit over here, man. And my accomplishments speak for themselves, and whatever. You know what I mean? I just want come ready. You know what I mean? Come ready, have your shit together, because I'm a different animal.
Well, I'll hit you up this weekend because you know I'm gonna have an opponent for you by Saturday, Sunday. I'll set it up. You know I'm gonna set it up. All right.
All right, man. Well, thanks for having me, X. I'm out, man. Hey, Ray J, good to chop it up with you again, brother.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Oh,
and last thing, everybody, y'all come over, subscribe to my channel, man.
Yes. Moderators, put brother Jay Shine's
subscribe to my channel, come through, man, because I got some good content over there.
Yeah, I'll be catching your shit. I mean, there's a lot of times I can't catch it live because I'll be doing shit, but I always look at the playbacks and shit. Y'all put brother Jay Shine's channel in the chat and put brother Ray J's channel in the chat too, if you don't mind, my good moderators.
Thank you so much, moderators. Much love.
All right.
Much love, everybody. I'm out, family. Peace, X. Peace, Ray.
Jay Shine, hit you up this weekend, brother.
All right, man. I'll be looking for you.
All
right, X.
All right, brother Ray J. Peace. Thanks for coming through, brother.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Just got off the line with brother Jay Shine and brother Ray J, man. And brother Jay Shine, man, is hardcore, man. I mean, y'all already know what it is. I got a lot of respect for brother Jay Shine. Everybody knows I'm doing these hours of power debates now, and I know he ruffled a lot of folks' feathers tonight, because that's kind of what Jay Shine does. He ruffles feathers with a steel toothbrush. So y'all can go ahead and write on in, because I know a few of y'all want to debate him next week. And what I'll do is the most rights that I get, that's the person that I'll pick, and you can go head to head with brother Jay Shine. But yeah, good show tonight. Very serious topic. You know, I've been killing y'all with these serious topics, man. We ain't been playing around here on the TPOT YouTube page. But what I need y'all to do right now is get your black behinds down to Facebook. Get on to Proper the Thought series on Facebook. Proper the Thought one word series, the next word on Facebook. That's a community page, not one of those personal pages. Go ahead, like the page, follow the page, share the page. You can even catch up with old X down there. You can actually drop me a line, and I'm guaranteed to get back to you within 24 and 168 hours. Also, you can always find out what's going on the TPOT YouTube page while you're there. And while you're on Facebook, get on down to the Proper Thought Series fan group page. That's the Proper Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. Go ahead, request to be a member. You're guaranteed to get in. If you have problems getting in, just drop me a line, and I'll make sure you get up in there. All right, but don't come down there with no foolishness. All right, because a lot of people got thrown out because they was doing crazy shit down there, so they found themselves thrown the hell out. So don't go up in the group doing stupid shit, because that shit gonna get jammed. I'm telling you. You come down there, sign up with the group. You can post and all that kind of stuff. Just none of that negative, crazy shit, because that shit ain't gonna be tolerated down there. All right. Also, check us out on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's Proper the Thought. Leave out the series on Instagram. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram. You guaranteed to get a follow back. And y'all know we gotta end the night like this. Get Get your black behinds down to Twitter. The Twitter handle is at TPOT Media on Twitter. That's at TPOT Media on Twitter. Go ahead. Follow us on Twitter. Because if you don't, I will haunt your old black ass mama in her dreams for New Year's Day. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight's serious show. I want to thank all my moderators and the people in the chat, but most importantly, I want to thank you for hanging out with us, man, spending some time with us and watching us tonight. It is greatly appreciated. Also, I want to thank my guest of honor, Brother Ray J, and my brother Jay Shine. Some programming notes next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. You know, we back here with the Hours of Powers debates. It's looking like it's going to be Jay Shine against somebody, y'all. That's what it's kind of looking like now. I'm not sure. I know y'all been writing me saying this person versus that person, this person versus that person, but it's kind of looking like Jay Shine versus somebody, unless some other stuff comes up. I got to check my emails, but that's what it's looking like. So keep your eyes open for the promo. Y'all know I'm going to keep y'all up to speed with what's going on. All right. So with that, I will leave you with 3 words, you know, like I always do. Open your minds, and we are out of here, y'all.
Dark. Yes. You understand? Yeah, X. You understand? You understand?
Only from TV. Open your minds.